Welcome into the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
Ooh.
All right.
A
nat 20.
All
Yay.
right. Start this. There you go. Off right.
If we roll a nat 20, can we bank that to use?
No.
Really trying over there, huh?
Yeah, I just feel like it's a cool idea that you can throw a d20 at something.
Can I take a long rest right now? Because I know that's why. No.
That was a deep nap she had in it.
Bacon. Nat 20.
You're already pushing it. We haven't even started the session.
I don't ask for much. It's not even my d20. It's hers.
You may not ask a lot, but that's asking a lot.
I asked it for her.
I would never. I would never.
Hey, we talked.
She's like, I denounced that. She's like, he does not speak for me.
The audacity.
So, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe if you are watching us on YouTube. We are up to 174 subscribers.
Woo.
In our little corner of the internet. That is huge. We're 801 Twitch followers, so hey, not everybody gets there.
That got us a special invite to something.
Yes, which we will be working on and launching very, very soon. Thank you also to Sassy Boy 55 for upgrading
Sassy
to
boy.
Thanks, sassy boy.
He's such a sassy boy.
upgraded to Hall Master on our Patreon, one of 3 Hall Masters that we have. That's our highest tier. And then welcome back to Bearded Fortress, who rejoined the guild as a guild member.
Welcome back.
Just in time for some new things that we have as patron subscribers. We're going to have some special items that we'll have available and discount codes coming back and things like that for our merch. And then new merch. We need new merch. So we're going to be thinking about that too. Maybe taking inspiration from our, I don't know what we call that board, but our board of
Tomfoolery.
When Pat did the one shot, her character, I want to make sure it's like felt cute, might smite later. Like little goblin smiting
Paladin.
That'd be cute.
So thank you, and let's get started. You remember Felicia? No, please! Have mercy, please, Rakus. Please don't do this. I am so sorry. Someone had been caught doing magic again. And when this happened, the entire village was called to bear witness to the punishment, regardless of age. You could not learn from mistakes if there was no accountability. That's what Rakus said. And though this was not the first punishment you bore witness to in your 10 years of life, nor would it be the last. It had stuck with you for a time, and it comes back to you now. A warm evening following a beautiful summer day. It had been lovely and quiet, and you had helped your mom get communal meals ready for the coming days. You had laughed together, and she taught you a new recipe for the sweet potato that she claimed that her mom had passed down to her. You knew better than to ask additional questions about family, but these were good days when Mom was happy. Rarer and rarer days. And then the dreaded trial chimes sounded. It wasn't until you met Opharilla years later that she told you how an actual trial works. Evidence, discovery, discussion, making one's case, decision theoretically reached based upon the facts. What your village endured was just tyrannical rule. And so you gathered outside in the square as the suns set, painting a beautiful backdrop for this evening's event. The accused, a man named Deshawn, was dragged out in front of everyone. You knew Deshawn. He had the coolest hair, this like organic, free-form, style of like coarse locks that looked like trees and branches that came out of them, and sometimes he would even put little leaves or flowers or trinkets in it. The whole village knew Deshaun. He was unique and he stood out. But that did nothing to save you here. He was roughly tossed onto the ground in front of Rakes Faley, the leader of Squall's End, a man who could have been handsome if he wasn't so obnoxious, psychopathic, brutal. Still not as handsome as your father had been, though. That was until the accident brought his looks down a peg or two. You stood between your mother and father as Rakes began a monologue, as he was wont to do, on the importance of following the rules. Only Rakes could be trusted with magic in this community. He had been chosen to communicate the prophecies, and one of them had been clear as mud, you thought, about his role as sole weaver in the village. And so for this we will forgive you, Deshaun, but this forgiveness is not without a cost. Rakes proudly proclaimed this to all of you, and everyone knew what the punishment would be. Deshaun cried on the ground. To ensure you never again feel compelled to utter words that reach out into the weave, we will remove your ability to do so. Entirely. No, please, have mercy. Please, Rakes. Please don't do this. I am so sorry. One of Rakes' favorites stepped forward with the blade while others took their place as restrainers of the convicted. Rakes looked on and scanned the group. You were all to watch every punishment and not look away. After his eyes had passed that of your family, you looked up to your father. He closed his eyes as the first screams of pain pierced the quiet of your village. He did it every time, and you were so nervous that one day he would get caught. But then you felt the grip on your shoulder from your mother. She looked straight ahead at what was happening, never flinching while the deed was done, and so you turned and watched. And when it was over and Deshaun lay coughing up his own blood, barely conscious, his tongue on the ground beside him, alone but surrounded by all of you, Rakes spoke again. One of his prophecies, one of his favorites. You had heard it 1,000,000 times. Your strongest child will be your strength, your hope, and your redemption. You have heard me say this before. It is a prophecy I hear repeated in my mind over and over and over again. You are all my children. You must show strength in your resolve to follow the guidance I have given you, to reject temptations of the outside world, and to work to prepare us for my rise to power and your reward for that devotion. Your strength is my strength. Our strength is your strength. It came as second nature. Your hope is my hope. Even back then, repeating it had felt so forced. But your mom's grip held firm. Your redemption is my salvation. And as you all finished the recitation, Rakes had looked over. Felicia, you weep, despite knowing what your brother has done. Everyone's eyes immediately fixated on a young woman in the crowd, dark hair, brown skin, Felicia Kane. She had to have been no more than 20 at the time, and she was crying. Not allowed to be crying for someone who broke the rules. You stared at her. Would there be 2 punishments this evening? There was a silence that hung in the air. I weep in the knowledge that I share blood with someone who would be so foolish, one who would do such a traitorous thing. I weep out of shame. And she was shaking, gripping her skirt. Eyes back on Rakes as he smiled and lauded her, but your eyes never left her. There was something about the way she held the skirt. White knuckles, giving her away. There was a rage there that she was holding back that day. Not for her brother. You looked back at Raycast and thought he seemed to not notice anything that you were seeing, but you were sure that it was there. Felicia's tear-stained face again, you looked, she hated him. She wanted to hurt him, but she was surrounded by all of you. And her will to live won that day. But permission to hate Raycast had been granted to you that day as well. You saw it, you remembered it. In the imagination that was your 10-year-old mind, you ran to Felicia and hugged her tightly as she silently wept for her brother. Don't worry, I think I hate him too. You would have said that. But your mother's grip on your shoulder was too tight. You told yourself. You would have gone to Felicia that day, but her grip was just too tight. To be sure, this was not the same Felicia you saw on the island. Time had broken her long ago. But in these moments when you are staring at the infected person lying in the bed in Beachmere, perhaps afflicted by something that Felicia had given to him, you can reflect on the complexity of where you come from. It has always been so easy to say that they are all just evil, but that still doesn't answer the why of it all. Why did they follow Raycast Faley? Why did your strong mother allow herself to be controlled by this man? Why did she ensure that you watched all of the horrible things that happened at Raycast's demand? And why did she step up to take the switch and give you the lashes on your back? Why was the window to your room propped open when you came back from meeting Ophirilla? Not just once, many times. These questions swirl through your mind as you stare, unblinking, at the beach mirror in the medical tent, as all of you stand, trying to decide what your next move is. And Melchior requests your help in bringing someone back from Mosswick to heal this person.
Now, we will be meeting with the mayor. The best we can do is ask. I mean, this is no simple run-of-the-mill cold. This person clearly does not have. They have advanced COVID.
Melchior, the what appears to be drow halfling, looks up at you. You're meeting with the mayor. That's even more fortuitous.
If we get back in time.
Of course, yes. We can get you the walking horses. The suns will be going down fairly soon, likely on your travels, but they are very well versed in the road that leads up to Mosswick. They can go in the dark.
Is this the only person with this affliction?
As of now.
And who else besides you have taken care of him?
Well, several of us. I'm not, actually. I cannot take the credit for taking care. There are others that come and handle the tent, several throughout, but with the condition worsening, very few get within touching distance.
It may be wise to keep it that way, so if this does, or is able to spread, that it's contained.
Since they stopped moving, it's been less worrisome.
The ones that strapped him down to the bed, have they shown any changes?
No wounds, no. While they did lunge, there was no contact made that hurt anyone.
We can't make any promises, but we can see what we can do. Try and get a healer here. At the very least, you won't be forgotten.
I appreciate that. Mosswick, while the specialties of the fish that we do have here are maybe not their priority at the moment. We do supply a decent amount of food for the city, so...
This happens in Mosswick, so I would say that this is probably a concern to all of us, especially them. If it happened there, it can happen again, and it could spread. That, I believe, is reason enough to get someone of high profession to come and treat this. It was a guy or girl? I forgot.
You're not sure. Their name is Tolasar.
If at the very least we can see if anyone else has the affliction. If they did get it in Mosswick, chances are they might not be the only one.
That is right.
It would be much appreciated. I'm sure you'll be able to convince the mayor.
Let us hope.
We'll do what we must.
You can tell her that Melchior requests it personally. Perhaps that will have some weight.
And you have a prior relationship with the mayor.
Not relationship per se, but she and I are old acquaintances.
From your days in the theater.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your help. And let me go arrange the horses for you. Again, we do need them back. But not today or tomorrow. Just, we need them to be able to bring things to the city.
Understood. If they are not eaten, they will be returned.
Well, we would appreciate if cauliflower would not be eaten. That is one of the horses' names.
I
Naming
believe
them after
Ayla
food.
was making a joke.
Gotta work on your delivery, Ayla. Aren't you the star of the Starlight Concert Hall?
A dancer, yes. A comedian, not so much.
I hear you were once quite the star yourself.
Long time ago. And not so much the star. I polished them. Allowed them to shine on the stage. It was, again, a different life. Now I help out here.
Before you leave, perhaps tell me about this different life. What happened? What did Melpomene do to you?
Melpomene. I feel as though that is a longer story than you have time for. And I might need a drink.
So when we return the horses...
A trade. A moment of your time for a moment of mine.
Fair enough.
Let me go arrange those horses. He leaves the medical tent. You see the person that has been like taking care of this person kind of like, thank you, like
Visiting hours are over.
yeah, pushes you out.
Need to rest. Get out.
Wash your hands.
It is still raining slightly outside.
Ye old hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
So you stand out in the.
So it's just like a push button, prestidigitation. Cleans you up.
Magic hand sanitizing foam. It just appears.
You can see, even though it's raining out on the ocean, there are like not ships. There are little boats coming in with people who have been out there fishing. It doesn't seem like folks are too bothered by the rain. Things are continuing on at maybe a slightly more calm pace than they would otherwise, but they're like used to it. I'll see how many of my sounds get buzzed, but make a perception check, Eldon. There it is. There's that fucking buzz.
12 plus 4, 16.
as you are kind of standing, looking around to see where, you could go back to the food tent if you wanted. But looking out, you do see on one of the small boats coming in a somewhat familiar sight of a lizard folk individual. They're kind of out in the distance, but you've seen a variety of lizard folk. There are some that look more like the gecko type heads, and some that have more of almost like an alligator or crocodile style. Then there's those that have the chameleon heads, which are not those you typically see in like D&D lore, but they're there. Why wouldn't they be? This individual has more of that like agama lizard, where it's like an oval shaped head where the eyes are set near the back, but there's no ridge or anything. It just goes like straight back. Beautiful colors. You can see like as the suns are shining, attempting to shine through the clouds, the scales shimmer sort of like how the ocean is, like that little shimmering kind of blues and greens. This individual is like coming in, and beside them in the boat you see a drake.
How big is it?
It's about the size of a person, like medium sized, mechanically, but the color is not a color that you have seen before. It's like a turquoise sky blue-ish. And they're kind of coming in. You can see that there's like a haul of fish that this individual has worked. And you can almost see this relationship that they have with their drake. They're like kind of playing with them in the boat as they come in, looking kind of excited. It'll probably be 2 or 3 minutes before they get in and settled.
So they're still coming.
They're still coming in on the water, yeah.
I was planning on doing it anyways, but Theratrix is going to find Eldon's going to find like a spot to sit in the sand.
Okay.
And just kind of watch what's happening. I don't know what everyone else was planning on doing, but that's what he's doing.
I'm eating again.
All right. Can head back into the food area.
I move a lot.
You gotta keep them hips.
Fatty boom body.
What's everyone else doing?
Kyle probably find some shade, if it's in like the food tent or whatever. Just kind of powwow all together.
Okay.
Is it one of those like you said it's raining?
It's still
like,
warm.
I was gonna say, is it like one of those like it's raining but like still broad daylight rains?
No, this one looks like it's a white sky. So like there's clouds across the entire, and you can't see where it breaks off in the distance. So there's some kind of storm somewhere out there, and you're on the edge of it. What are you doing? Iolite, for those podcast listeners in the future.
I'm gonna walk along kind of on the shoreline and just like check out like the rock situation, and maybe like pick up some, maybe like leave some behind, kind of just see if anything interesting is there.
All right, you can make an investigation check. And what is I almost said Iolite again. Yeah, Kethra.
Damn fine rocks.
Is there like a big enough rock or area for her to kind of sit by the shore by herself to kind of just sit and think with Nyx after
Yes.
everything she just thought about?
Definitely, yeah. So we got a bunch of people sitting in the rain, except for Kai. And, well, interestingly, Kai and Ayla.
I'm eating more like fish head stew. My grandmother, I'm just like, I turn to Kai, I'm like, eyeball.
No, thank you.
So it's not like raining super hard or anything.
No, it's not raining
It's
super.
like
It's a light rain that's just...
like a drizzle or a misting.
Yeah, it's just kind of coming down.
I feel like we haven't been dry in days anyways, so
Yeah.
it's a fucking
In the
difference.
jungle,
I mean, it's only been
sweat
1 day so
or...
far,
What did you
A
get?
3.
A 3? Okay.
It's a mighty
It's just
fine
going to take you a little bit
stones.
longer. So as you are looking around, it's a beautiful white sandy, so there aren't a lot of immediately noticeable rocks, but you are getting like your feet in the sand, and even though it's raining, it is warm. It's never not warm, so it's a nice view. And you do get a good view of watching as the ships or not ships, I keep calling them ships, the boats are coming in. And the various people, as mentioned, all different types of folks here, people who've just kind of settled in, or it's, as you are viewing each of the individuals here in this place, it's like they almost have a story. Either they're running from something or just trying to exist in the most peaceful way possible, and this would be the place to do it.
I think I might take some of the ones that I like have and try to build like a cairn to like leave, or a couple of them maybe to just like leave behind.
Okay.
Just like leave some of the ones I have behind.
I was gonna say the look on Izzy when that happens. Contained rage.
I'm not as angry about the pauses. It's the bang that pisses me off, and I didn't hear it. So, Eldon, you kind of wait. I'm assuming you're waiting for this person.
Yeah, like up this, not on like the wet sand. He's sitting on like the dry sand, from like the tide.
Drakes are kind of like dogs, right? Like it's not as intelligent as Theratrix.
Yeah.
They're like treated like a sailor and his pup.
Yeah, Theratrix is gonna like be in his cloak to stay out of the rain, like all tucked away in his hood and whatnot.
Okay. So, as you sit there, this person who, this lizard folk and their Drake, pull up everything. You see them getting the boat all situated, and then pulling all the fish and starting to walk, and the Drake is kind of like going along the side.
Does the Drake have wings, or is it like a guard Drake type?
Doesn't have wings. You notice that there's a very aquatic feel to this particular Drake, which again is not something that you had where you came from. But they walk by, and you can hear as they're walking, they're like kind of like humming this tune and just making noise all the time.
Do I recognize the tune?
No.
Wake me up before you go.
I'm picturing this Drake as a full like Jim Henson creature.
Straight up
Like your
Muppet.
description like lends itself really well to
Yeah.
like a little like.
Remember the cartoon Gargoyles?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
the dog, the blue
dog,
dog,
like,
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like big and
Bronx or
massive.
Brooklyn.
I can't
It's one of
remember.
the-
This
One
one
of
has
those
a
two.
more slender, kind of elegant feel to it. The tail has a not quite mermaid tail, but more aquatic tail. There's just everything about it is sea-like, and they're not paying really attention to you as they just like,
And they're carrying stuff.
and they're carrying the fish and
And
heading up the beach.
when he gets close, I think he said he'll stand up and like, and then only because he's trying to make a connection mentally here, he's gonna say, "Hello" in Emporian.
Okay. Instant, like, stop and look, like the double take as they hear that, and then they say, "Well, hello to you too," in Emporian, and stop and kind of like put the fish down on the sand.
I couldn't help but admire your companion.
Ah, this is Baymel.
Hi, Baymel.
He's real cute, isn't he? Like,
He's gonna Eldon's gonna do the classic, like with a dog, like hold his hand out.
okay. Baymel comes right over and like sniffs it, and then looks up, and
There's gonna be like 40 points of damage. And
Dexterity check.
bites your arm off.
the lizard folk is like, "Ah, come on," and Baymel like nudges your hand a little bit, and then the tongue goes.
Yeah, he'll do like the ruffle thing and like the
Yeah.
slap on the side.
Your scales all like stuck in your palms now.
Excuse me if this seems forward, but are you a keeper by any chance?
They like look you up and down. Who's asking? Are you a keeper by any chance? kind of starts walking around you. Just slow walk, looking you up and down. They're probably about the same height as you. Very like, there's that like upper body strength that you can tell they've been working on for a while here on Beachmere, but otherwise like pretty slender overall and scaled all around. Long tail.
He'll have he'll like bump Theratrix out so he like comes down his arm, and he'll like have him like so he's holding on with his head here and his like tail maybe like wrapped up around his arm.
The lizard folk like steps back when Theratrix comes out, and you hear them go, "Well, fuck me sideways."
My name's Eldon, and yes,
I'm Kodzi. It's nice to meet you. You would know after speaking to them that this is a female lizard folk. Yeah, I mean, I was a keeper a long time ago.
You were.
I mean, I'd assume you were one too. You're kind of far from home. What are you doing out here? And
he'll like pull his cloak over so you can see where he has it attached to his leather jerkin or armor or whatever it was called. You'll see his insignia there.
Oh, so they're letting people out and about on vacation? You got vacations now? I left at the wrong time.
My time on this island has been nothing close to a vacation.
Nah, I don't believe that for a second.
Have you not?
This is paradise. Except for the recent monster attacks, and I heard about an ambassador being killed. Paradise, other than that.
I was there for pretty much all of that.
Oh.
It's been one hell of a vacation.
Alright, so an Apranan ambassador is murdered and the keepers are sending people now?
I was here before that happened.
Yeah, they kind of look at Theratrix. Huh. Why don't you follow me? Let's go have a drink. They let us drink now, right? Let's drink. You're on vacation. Nobody's gonna know. Come on.
I could drink water.
Fruit juice.
Come on, Bamel. Lift up the fish, and they head over and into more of the village proper. Not that it's super far from the beach, but you see them kind of stop over real quick to drop the fish off with somebody that takes care of all of that. Like, I'll be back. I'm gonna have a drink with my new friend Eldon. Heads back into
So sassy.
the heads back into the food area where you see Ayla stuffing her face and Kai not being rained on.
Did you make a new friend?
Yeah, we're friends
Yeah, I hope so.
for
This
sure.
is-
I'm
This is
Kodzi.
Kodzi, and yeah,
This is
Ah.
Bamel.
really bad at introductions. Sorry, Kai.
Well, they don't teach you that in keeper school, so you had to talk to people like normal.
So you're a keeper.
No. I was. It was a long time ago.
I didn't know keepers could stop being keepers.
Well, what are they gonna do? Kill me?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Have they?
He looks over. Ah. Are you a part of the friends?
Yes.
This
We're
is,
good friends.
this is Ayla,
Nice to meet you, Ayla.
and that one over there, and he's gonna point over to Kethra.
She's out in the
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, and that one over there is
You got a whole
that's
crew.
Kethra, and that's Iolite.
Looks out the door and see you.
Actually,
walking.
Iolite's gonna like walk in at that moment looking like absolute shit. Like just like soaking wet and like still miserable from before and like didn't find any good rocks. Just like
Why so glum?
who are you?
I'm Kodzi. Me and Eldon are friends. I
Neat.
guess I'm friends with all of you now. She calls out, she goes, Kethra!
She's got to go. the fuck is calling me?
We're all gonna have a drink.
Just
Come
picture
on
like
in.
just Kethra over there, it's like
She
her head just, just like an owl, like
Yeah.
it goes completely 360.
Nix, are we doing that? And Nix just takes off and runs towards him. Fuck, Nix!
You won't find any answers on that rock. That rock's not a good one. I'll show you a different good rock.
They're good rocks?
Yeah, real good rocks. Good rocks for sitting and thinking.
Oh, awesome. Appreciate that.
All right.
You know where the good rocks are?
I know where all the good rocks are.
It's trying to
Bamel knows.
It's like
He got
drug
Iolite's
dealing.
Interest. He got her interest.
Yeah.
I was like, I know what the good rocks are. I was like, oh, you have her.
Okay.
If you want some really good rocks, I'll
Hey,
send
man, you
Bamel
want-
out. They
you
can
want
go down
some
into
good
the
rocks,
deeps
man?
near the coral.
Uh-huh.
Find some
Shazam!
rock. Bring it back. Got any special colors you like?
Well, blue.
All right, Bamel. I'll be right here. And you see, like, goes across the sand, like wiggling across, and just goes into the ocean.
Oh my god.
In the meantime, let's sit down. Let's sit down. Coraline, let's get some drinks for everyone. Give me the tall glass. And one of the people comes over and like sets down another round of drinks for everybody that wants it, except for a long glass for Kawutsi. And then you see them go like, see her go. And her tongue goes down into it, and then she looks at all of your reactions to that.
None from me, because I'd seen it a million times.
Okay.
Amused.
Like she's looking at all of you like I'm just kidding. She like tilts a little bit. You see her little kind of like lizard face do a. She places it down.
Prefer to
See
the other
Kethra
way.
like what
She-
that,
she'd
but
just
what
be
that
like-
tongue do though?
She'd be like, that's impressive. That's impressive, actually. She'd be like,
You got something to learn, that guy.
That goes all the way to the bottom.
I'd give it a try. She's like, I'm gonna give it a shot once.
She leans in a little bit, winks, and then
And Kath's just like,
Yeah.
I like your friends, Eldon. My friends. Your friends.
Our friends. They're I've gotten pretty attached to them. I'm gonna keep them around.
Yeah, you should do that with friends.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
I've never seen a drake that looked like yours.
Oh, good.
What-
Diving right into it, are we?
Yeah, I've
All right.
He does not have social skills.
I know. We established this. I assumed being a keeper. So, yeah, the keepers they don't really tell you everything out there that there is to know. And when I left, I decided I wanted to learn a little bit more than what was being shoved down my throat. And come to find out, you can really explore various ways that you and your... She looks at Theratrix again. Your brother, sister.
in his
Sibling.
mentally, he's gonna tell Theratrix to introduce himself.
Okay. Theratrix is gonna
And
sit
yes,
up
I know
proudly.
that's making the DM do NPC on
No.
NPC stuff.
And Theratrix goes, I am Theratrix, Eldon's brother in scales. And Kawutsi, for a moment, is just kind of like, huh. Nice to meet you, Theratrix. This, I will say, interesting end to my day.
We tend to have that effect on people.
Yeah. You're a unique group, for sure.
that's a nice way of putting it.
We've been called worse.
We have.
By who?
Pay no mind, Ayla.
Ayla, pretty face, but doesn't really catch on to a whole lot.
Says the one that does not understand that what he's drinking is not juice.
Very, very tasty
It's
juice.
It's the best juice on the island.
I like my
We're
spicy
gonna
juice.
we have juice parties.
Juice parties. That
It's-
doesn't sound right.
Everybody bring your Vitamix.
Yeah, that answers a lot of questions for me, actually. Kind of solidifies some things in my mind. I never felt bad about leaving, but Theratrix, you make me feel even better. And Theratrix goes like, thank you. So yeah, Bamel is more aquatic in nature. Come to find out, you can train them to do a little bit more than just the fire and lightning and cold. There's more things out there.
Does he shoot water?
He can control it. He's got resistance to like thunder. He's got some cool things that he can do. But we don't typically need to hurt people, so it's mostly helpful for me when I'm fishing and trying to round up food.
Do they know that you left? Like, do they...
They do.
They know that you left, but they don't know where you are?
No. They didn't need to know anything about me after I left. Do they know that you left?
My master does.
Just your master? Which one was that?
Andrax?
Ah, Andrax. Yeah. He's all right. He's a good one.
A good one? What do you mean?
Well, the keepers aren't known for accepting questions being asked. You know, you learn what you learn. You don't ask any questions. You do the thing. And what you do is really noble. Sure. Protecting people, saving people, making sure that everyone gets through the pass okay, day in and day out, and, you know, punching an Aporian, not an Aporian, an Apranin. Sorry, Aporian, that's a little slip there. Punching an Apranin in the face, if you can get away with it. But anything outside of that. So when you start to ask questions, it doesn't really go over all that well. You start to ask why. For example, Eldon.
I never really thought to ask questions, to be completely honest.
I don't believe that for a second.
You should.
No, I don't believe it. You've asked yourself why. What whys have you asked yourself while you're in the Keepers? She takes another sip.
Why I always felt like I didn't belong. Why it took me so long. All the other children got there, just Mitch McConnell.
And the music stopped.
Oh. Their eggs fairly quickly. For me, it took almost 10 years, I think it was. And I didn't think it was going to happen. And then...
Internet just went out.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess those are questions, but, like, why don't the Keepers leave the mountain?
We were told that drakes are more powerful by the mountains. That's where their power comes from.
She looks through the doorway. You can't see him for dramatic effect. He's totally the same.
So why would they want to keep us by the mountains? Why would they lie?
Why are there some texts that we're not allowed to read? Why can we only learn the things that they tell us that we can learn? Why, when you start asking questions, do people shut you down? Why does it become a problem? Well, I can tell you one thing. Why aren't they telling us... Sorry, I'm not part of it. I get really passionate about it, but I'm not part of the Keepers anymore. Why didn't they tell us all of the history. Have you ever heard of the Liberator?
No.
Of course you haven't.
I thought the histories were lost.
Nope. Not lost enough. Again, I was a troublemaker. I know that's probably hard to believe, everyone. But I, went places I shouldn't have gone and asked questions, and I found some writings referring to someone called the Liberator. Kind of interesting. The Keepers, the Liberator. Which one sounds worse to you? I guess it's all neither the holder, but all I could find is that the Liberator, they tell you nobody can leave. I'm a living testament to that being a lie. But the Liberator also left. Where did they go? I don't know. But I started asking some questions, and I couldn't find any answers. Which, there's a few different ways that can go. Either there are no answers, it's not a real thing, nothing to be worried about, or it's a really well-guarded secret. So, started asking. I was told to stop looking. Andrax told me to stop looking. But he wasn't as shitty about it. He said it nice. But I didn't get a good feeling. Why don't they know more about the Drakes? They're just content doing what they're doing. What are the Drakes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate to keep asking you so many questions, even though that's what the topic of this conversation is, but...
I'm an open book.
Does the name, Pyrothorn mean anything to you?
No. Sounds like a Drake name. I've got a question for you. Why do you have a dragon?
That's a question, again, that I have no idea.
Were you told you were going to get a dragon?
No. Master Andrax told me somehow that I was different, and that's why it took so long. But it wasn't until I was given the egg in Dragon's womb that he mentioned anything like that.
Well, I don't have the answers because I left. I snuck out. I fucked off. I didn't tell them where I was going. They knew I was gone. So, yes, do they know I'm gone? Yeah. But they don't know where I am. They don't need to know. I bet they're not looking.
I won't say anything. You have my word.
Well, keeper's word, right? Cheers, Izzi.
And the word of my friends.
Yeah.
I do not know what you're all talking about.
Good, good. Keep it that way. It's easier.
I have a million questions and I don't know which one to ask first. Did you end up finding out what the Liberator was? Ow. Heard that? Ow.
Liberator says don't speak the Liberator's name.
Every week it's
The
something.
Liberator's inside of you trying to
Trying to escape.
No, I never found out what the Liberator was. Clearly a person. Because, and, I put it together because, the Keepers, the Liberator, it wasn't like another group. At least it didn't sound like it.
What did they liberate?
I don't know. That's kind of the question. What are the Keepers keeping? Are they the Keepers of the
I
mountain?
thought they were keeping your mountain pass.
I taught that they keep people safe,
Yeah.
but
Are they keepers of a secret? Probably a bunch. Are they keepers of the Drakes? not letting other people have them. I mean, you can spin that word to mean whatever you want it to mean, I guess. The liberator. Some creepy people might call themselves like a liberator of what? Are you actually a liberator, or are you an oppressor who's convincing people you're a liberator? I don't know. I don't know the answers. I just know that I saw the liberator, and when I started asking questions, I was told to shut up. And I got a sick feeling in my stomach about it, so I started asking, why only these 5 forms of magic? There's got to be something else we can do. The weave is vast, and we don't even understand all of it. Shut your mouth, Codsy. It's these 5. Why are we chosen? Who am I? Who are you? We're special. Special for what? Are you special?
Yes.
Are you special?
I've been told.
Are you special? What about you?
No more than anyone else.
So who are we? I mean, these 2 are special. It just didn't make sense, that's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm a Fisher person now. I'm happier.
You're not wrong with the questions. And you bring up a lot of things that are probably going to keep me up at night now. Thanks, Codsy.
You're welcome. Maybe you'll be able to find more answers. I mean, you've got something special. Are they keeping dragons that we don't know about?
I don't know.
Were you given your egg, or did you select it?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Were you given your egg, or did you select it?
Typically, you're brought to a chamber that they call the dragon womb. And you meditate for as long as it takes until an egg calls to you. They're round. You saw what it looked like. They look like they're made of stone. And they're on the bottom and on the walls of this cavern. And you meditate and it calls to you and you find it. Usually it takes hours. The longest I heard was days. When I went there and Master Andrax told me, I felt it right away. Just right to it. Picked it up. And it was mine. So I felt it. That it was... belonged to me isn't the right word. Part of me, maybe? Like it belonged with me, at least. So, I selected it myself, if that's the right word to use.
It's just strange. Everyone else. All the eggs are drakes, except for one.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
How many people get to the dragon? 1 out of 100?
There's never been a dragon.
Oh, you're the only one in all of your history.
As far as I'm told. But now I wonder if there was others like me. Because apparently the keepers don't tell you everything.
Oh, they definitely don't. They keep some secrets, for sure.
If you had hatched their tricks in your home of keepers, would he have been taken from you?
Knowing he's a dragon, I have no idea. As a drake, no. Usually, the way I saw it happen with all my classmates was you have your egg, and you train with it, and we do patrols through the mountains and whatnot. And through that,
Keep us busy.
and through that, you bond with the egg, and the egg hatches, and you have a connection with your drake. But Master Andrex told me that while that's possible with drakes, dragons don't do well in smaller spaces like that. That if I wanted my egg to hatch, that I would have to go out into the world and see where life takes me, I guess is what he said. And
So your master knew Theratrix was a dragon? Or your egg was a dragon?
He told me in the womb of dragons.
Oh.
I don't...
See, that's fucked up. Because no one ever mentioned dragons around anybody else. The Master Andrax is suddenly dropping dragons in the womb of Ascanveterix.
And did he ask you to keep that quiet?
Not in so many words. In his tone, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, that dude had a tone.
And are you expected to go back?
Let me answer that for you. Yes. They don't let people leave.
It sounds so, but he is a different situation.
If anything, you and Theratrix, they're gonna want that. Whether to keep that a secret, or keep you under their thumb, I don't know. Keep you working for them. You will be one kept motherfucker.
Theratrix is a dragon. He won't be anybody's pawn, and he won't be under anybody's thumb.
Takes up a sip.
Did your master tell you to come back at some point?
No, but again, it was implied, I suppose. It's... Even those keepers don't... High-level keepers leave the mountains. Sometimes diplomatic missions around Aporia or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they always return.
But you are not that.
We're told they return because your power only lasts so long as you're within the range of the mountains. If you leave too long, who knows what'll happen.
How long ago did you leave?
What year is it?
1419.
It's been about 15 years.
It's sketchy.
I found sometimes people in power. Part of that power is holding the key to secrets that others don't know.
Do you think I can trust Master Andrex?
Well,
He's the only one who's ever treated me even remotely fairly in the Keepers.
I'm not gonna be a real good person to ask that question of. It's been a while. He was just like all the others to me. Ask him about the Liberator. I brought it up to him. I brought it up to all of them. They never brought it up again. It's been a decade and a half. None of you have been told about them. It's a little insulting to me. I mean, they think you can't handle it? I guess they thought I couldn't handle it. Maybe I couldn't. I left. I ran. But I wanted to know. I mean, I left because they were keeping it a secret, not because I didn't want to know all about it. I just couldn't find anything else.
And now I want to know too.
Now you have a dragon, so maybe you'll have a little bit more sway than I did.
Or maybe you'll just end up with a new ex-keeper friend on this
You're
island.
gonna have to find a new place to live. This is my place. There can only be one keeper here, and there is not enough room for a dragon. I am not kidding.
We are on our way.
Takes another dragon.
Anyways.
Yeah, you best be. I am the keeper. I am the blade. The arrow. The shield for the innocent. The protector for those that cannot defend themselves. If blood must be shed, may it be mine and not of the faultless. Nothing will come between myself and this mission. I am a keeper of my fellow beings. From this day until my last.
You've said that before.
That is the creed and the oath that we take. That's what.
And I haven't broken it.
Then you still are a keeper.
In my own way. But not in their way.
I'll ask questions.
Be careful. Keep that dragon by your side.
And if I get answers, do you want to know them?
You know, I feel like I'll find out.
It's ominous.
It is. I'm not usually this cryptic. I'm the party one. I party here. You
Everyone-
can't party in the keepers.
She's
I
not like
live
other
in-
keepers. She's a cool keeper.
I am
Tax
super
support.
cool. And I don't,
Everyone's cryptic when they don't have the answers.
yeah, I have no idea. You know, I'm assuming I'll find out. I mean, you're going to break some shit down if you find out answers. If they wanted you to have them, you'd have them. So finding them is going to ruffle some feathers. Keepers are not really known outside, but with everything I hear going on, Emporia's in for some shit.
I mean, in Devenia,
I knew I recognized that accent. Devenia. The two of you. Yours is a little,
Mine's a little fucked, yeah.
yeah, like more rural.
Yeah, it's a little fucked.
You sound like you came from a
Like
barn.
a
You
bumpkin.
sound like a Devenia pumpkin.
Devenia bumpkin.
the Keepers are more seen as an army with our country, as opposed to what you both have described. From the outside, it's very hard to tell anything about them.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
I've never thought of any of it that way. Where, like Cozy said, it's not that we're told not to ask questions, it's just where
It's implied. In the tone,
you listen
you know?
and you obey. It's for the greater cause.
Sometimes it's hard to see things when you're inside it. Isn't until you step back you start to notice things.
I think it's why you think much differently than I did.
Yeah, I'm just stubborn.
I'm gonna have to be stubborn too, I guess.
Good luck. At least you have a crew. I left on my own. So, well, me and Bamel.
Thank you.
Hey, all I did was ask why.
True, but it's not something I ever asked to I really ever thought to do. So,
Just be careful who you ask that question of. It can really piss people off. You all gonna be coming back here and stay a while?
We must be going, but we'll be back. Not too long.
What day is it? 16th? I mean, on the 19th, we're gonna have our weekly, get-together hangout. The whole village. Make a lot of noise. It's been a little dicey. Well, it was a little dicey last week, but if we can get some more army folks here, we should be good.
we've got some horses to return, so
Nice.
I think we can swing that.
All right.
What happened last week?
Well, all the noise just kind of attracted some creatures from the We had already been given a heads up, and there were already a couple valiants here.
From the jungle or from the ocean?
From the jungle. So that's something, too. We didn't really have to worry about these. Luckily, I've got Bamel with me, but nothing crazy go nuts out there in the ocean. Just the regular stuff that couldn't make its way in is, nothing with tentacles coming out of its face or ass. It's like just normal stuff. But they never used to get this close. You haven't seen the pigs with the tentacles coming out of their ass?
Oh, we've seen them.
I could not
Face.
tell if this was the ass or the
Face, yes, ass.
Oh, well, you're in for a
Don't-
treat.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. It just comes out. It's only one way.
There's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
it's
We
hard to
wouldn't,
tell.
we wouldn't be surprised if
Nothing would shock us at this point.
Well, to questioning the entire existence of your life and things.
It has been that kind of day.
Cheers.
Questioning authority.
Yeah.
I always do that.
Well, I gotta go finish cleaning fish and prepping stuff. So safe
Must
travels with your
make our way
horses.
to the horses.
Good journey.
All
Been a
right.
pleasure.
A pleasure. Stay safe. See you Friday,
They are fun.
the 19th.
Will do. Keep.
I call it Friday because we fry the fish
Oh.
on that day. And we eat all the fried fish.
Quite clever.
It's canon.
Made up that day.
She gets up and walks off, doesn't look back at any of you. And as she's walking in, you see Bamel returns from the ocean, just kind of like, and she's like, hey, oh, yeah, go. And Bamel comes through and drops this, like, in your hand.
Slimy.
This, like, piece of coral, but it's a perfect circle. And it has the little divots in it, and it is this beautiful coral pink color. Almost perfect. Just one slight little area where there's like a little bit.
Back was hurting so bad.
Yeah.
So gross.
Sorry.
Where there's a little bit of green, like a little green fleck, and drops it.
Wow. I don't have any like this.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bamel, let's go. Turns and as Kodzi is walking out, she turns around and she says, I can, you come back, I can teach you. I can teach you how to get Theratrix to tap into a little bit of his fishy side.
I'd like that.
Minus the smell.
I'd like that even more. And Theratrix is just kind of like with his wing. Bye.
And she heads out. You have a few minutes before Melchior comes in. We do have the horses ready for you and your departure. Please follow me. And he leads you out. There are these 5 horses. The one named Cauliflower, you can tell it's like this very, that like yellowy, whitish color that cauliflower is. And then there are 4 more, whatever names you want. And he sets you all up. Now, you don't really have to lead them. They'll walk you up. The sun will be going down. Probably another hour, but they know the way. Careful over the Emerald Run. The bridge is fine, but it's a bridge, so just be careful. Bridge at night. Head up that way. You'll pass the well, you're familiar. The way to Summerland on the right as you head towards the city. You should be there by 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much. We will be back with these, and hopefully we will not be speaking on to deaf ears.
Either one sounds good to me, so yes, death or deaf. It would be preferred if Aurora was alive to make the decision to send some folks our way.
She will be. I mean,
Good.
I don't know what happened since we've been gone, but I assume.
All right. Well, maybe you get there quickly to save her
These
life
horses can
if it
run,
needs.
yes.
They are walking horses. We prefer that they walk, especially as the suns retreat.
Can they walk fast?
Yes, they will get you there within 2 hours.
I'm just thinking if something comes out of the jungles.
Well, that will depend on the time of day. Let's hope that if it occurs, it is when there is still light. You don't want them running at night.
Very well.
Good luck. I have faith in you.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, you're welcome back, even besides bringing us back our horses and healthcare.
But if you don't...
Good luck, thank you. He sends you on your way.
Ha!
So you all... How about everybody give me an animal handling, because that'll be fun.
Maybe for some people.
That's gonna be real bad for you.
9.
9.
Nat 1.
Not
Oh no.
You fell off a walking
Hey,
horse.
It's a skill check, so you can still get.
Well, that still makes that 2.
26.
26, 9, 2,
16.
16,
12.
12. All right.
Kethra's just like surfing
standing.
on the horse.
She's literally like got her feet up, like just like sitting on, like
Reading
towards
a
the
book.
back. Yeah.
It's like those people that stick their feet out the window of the passenger side.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit rough going in the beginning. There might be something unsettling about you that the horse is like, ooh.
And horses smell predators, so it's like,
Yeah,
Does the horse smell Theratrix, and that's
Theratrix
why?
kind of like hanging out, like keeps kind of being
Hello, horse.
young and not understanding, like kind of swooping around for the beginning part where the horse just stops and you all kind of have to stop. It's a little bit like kind of coaxing in the beginning, which might cost you a few minutes of extra time. But you continue on and begin heading through. The road to Mosswick is not well worn, but it is worn enough. Like, this isn't a place that people go for tourist things. I mean, some do, but not like Ballstead. So it's mostly like run through with like carts. You can see easy ways to walk through the jungle area with the carts. And I'm gonna have somebody roll a d20 as.
You
Oh
roll
yeah, you got your
down.
nat 20, so you get to be the roller as you head up.
Oh. The eyeball. Oh, it has a
think it's
weird
when it
little
connects.
jiggle. It's an 8.
An 8. Yeah, it's when I connect to the internet. I just discovered something.
You on Wi-Fi or
Yeah.
hardline? I think if you go hardline, it'll probably stop.
Oh, very stuck.
So I'm disconnecting until I need to load something, which is not really all that great.
When I
Alright,
come
so
back, got a notification saying that it went out. No, it's back.
yeah. Yep, it's only when I'm on the internet. That's good to know. I should have this written down. Alright, so an 8 on the standard roll table that I have, which I will load on my phone instead. I think is actually not a bad roll.
that's not bad for you.
Nothing's bad for me.
It's just bad for us.
Yep, the moment I connect to the internet. Good to know. Because the more I find out about why this is wrong. Okay. So,
Did the horses kill us?
no.
yet.
Oh, that's good.
As you are making your way through the sleeping wilds and along the road from Beachmere to Mosswick, you actually notice that like the muddiness of the road, it begins to lighten up a little bit as the rain stops about halfway through your trip. And you are no longer being lightly drenched by water falling from the sky. You make up a little bit of that time that you lost. As you continue on, I'll have only one more roll of a d20.
It's your turn.
That's scary. 6.
Okay. The horses that you have as the suns go down. Whoop. The suns go down, and because of the rain stopping, the horses seem like they're like used to this. This is normal, lovely weather in the evening. It's a little bit wet on the ground, but you find yourselves making really, really good time, and you get there before 6 o'clock in the evening.
Awesome.
And you see, coming around the bend, that open area leading up to the south gate of Mosswick. You can see all the lights, and you start to hear a little bit of music off in the distance, and you are able to bring your horses into, there's a stables outside in the south gate area where you can leave them and retrieve them later.
Is it paid parking or?
It is going to be paid. For the 5 horses, it is, well, how many nights do you think you're going to need them here? You can pay in advance. It's a silver per horse per night.
Were we planning on bringing the horses back ourselves, or sending them with someone from the city?
I think it's implied that we're supposed to bring them back ourselves.
And did
I
we
think
want to
so.
go back on that day? Friday?
It sounds like a good time, so.
And that was 3 days from then, right?
Yep, the 16th, and going into the 17th because it is nighttime.
No, since we are in a rush, let us just pay for tonight and worry about it tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you said we had to prepay. That's why.
It's, no, you don't. If you
No.
want to, you can, but it's,
It's not that kind of meter.
but you will want to, pay for it tomorrow, or you may lose your horses.
Very well. 2 nights.
Okay.
We want our horses to get refilled.
So it's 1 gold. 1 gold to shack your horses up for the night. And then,
1 gold? I think. Oh, 1 gold for us all.
yeah, for all the horses for 2 nights. And you are back in the
I
city of
give a little
Mosswick.
extra silver, like, take care of these horses.
Will do. As you head through the gate, you notice that those 2 guards, Lloyd and Samsonite, are not there. It's 2 different guards.
We got them fired.
We got canned.
No, they had to go get ready. They're going to see a show. Remember?
True.
That's right. That's right.
So 2 different guards, but there's no, like, they kind of stop you for a moment, see that it's you, and then, just open the way. And are you heading straight to the Starlight Concert Hall?
Yeah, I gotta get ready and shit.
Okay. As you walk up through the city, hustle, like, it's very busy. The rain has stopped, so people are coming out now. It's like a little bit before 6 o'clock. You have 2 hours. You head northward.
Barely enough time to do my hair and makeup.
Yeah, like rushing through the city. As you approach the Starlight Concert Hall and go across Unity Square, you can see that there is like a line forming out to enter into the Starlight Concert Hall. And standing outside on the entrance that's to the left of like the main stairway that leads up into the hall, you can see Paley, the halfling, and she's just standing out there looking and looking, and when you start approaching, she's like, come on, let's go, star of the show.
Is that the one that Iolite tried to behead with the sandbag?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Eldon kissed for no
Yeah,
reason?
the one.
Yeah.
Well,
One
you know,
that
I mean, I was...
Yeah, that. She's like, let's go, star of the show, come on. Don't let anyone see you. And you
Are we
kinda
going through like the back door?
It's a
or the
side door that you all can enter in. And as she opens the door and then looks around and then shuts it behind you, that's where we'll take a break. So you can prepare for
Get
your
ready for your show.
event.
Get ready to shake them hips.
Shakira, Shakira.
Don't think I haven't thought about this for several weeks.
We certainly
Had
hope
some
you
time to
did.
prepare.
So we return to our group as you are quickly entering into the Starlight Concert Hall for Ayla's, I guess I'd say not debut, but return to the stage after this is the longest break that you've had from performing at the Starlight Concert Hall really ever. There's, sometimes you might go home and hang out with your mom and your family, but not for a whole 16 days. And so you enter into the side room of the Starlight Concert Hall. I am going to let's have everybody make a very quick perception check as the door is closing behind Haley.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't even done that, have they yet?
What was it, a nat 20?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
See, putting them under the spoon.
As I pull up something, I forgot what I was going to do, so I can't pull it up because I'm old and it's gone. It's gone.
This was a 24.
24.
11.
17.
16.
12.
Kethra. As the door closes behind Paley, you peek up above, just glancing over, and you can see being put up, literally kind of being pasted up on the wall. Just outside, there's a new notice board on the side of the Unity Square, and you see a wanted poster being placed by someone from the Valiant that has a familiar face on it of Callie as the door closes behind.
Oh no.
But it's time for a show. So Paley beckons you in, all right, let's go. Have you seen Melpomene? She has not come back. I know she goes for a walk usually, and then, she returns. We are lost without her.
I do not know when Melpomene will be back. She was
Where did she go?
She will be taking a extended leave.
What the fuck does that mean, Ayla? It's your big night. She would not take an extended leave.
It is what is happening. I don't have time to explain it. I need grab some paper. I need these on Foley work. I need these brought to the stage. 6 of them. I need the musicians to play this.
We are the musicians. What
I
am
know.
I playing?
You will play this.
Sharner, get over here. And her brother comes over.
You will pick it up quickly.
Where's Melpomene? Have you seen her? Melpomene.
Melpomene.
They're like, have you been drinking?
A rock.
Come on, Nick.
What am I getting? What am I getting?
Just here, take the paper. I must get ready.
All right.
We
Branch!
must begin.
Branch, come on! You see the tabaxi, starts heading over quietly as normal.
Make sure these ones get front row.
All right.
There's also 2 gentlemen, Lloyd and Harry.
Ah, yes.
They're guards. They're Aylas.
They're most likely in tuxedos, I would imagine, with top hats and bright colors.
You see
Carrying a suitcase of
Seagal
luggage.
steps over and he's like, Ayla, I don't understand. Oh, do you know where Melpomene is? This is unacceptable.
It was
Never.
going to have to be acceptable for the time being.
Unacceptable. Who are these two individuals? I am going to have to be in charge of seating people, because normally Melpomene is the one who greets.
They are Isla's
I'm gonna
guests
give her a piece
for the
of my
evening,
mind.
for the show.
Well,
It's looking up at you, 'cause it's no.
when she returns...
What were their names again?
Harry and Lloyd.
All right.
Let's go.
But don't you clap at me.
There's no clapping.
Wait, isn't one of them named Samsonite?
It is. It's fine.
I didn't...
It can be Harry Samsonite.
I
His
only
friends
remember-
call him
I
Harry.
only remember because it was
Dumb
Dumb and
and
Dumber.
Dumber.
So everyone else starts getting ready. Elmfrid comes over and she's like, "Where am I putting everyone? Where's everyone sitting?
It's fine.
At the front?
Yes, get them seats up front.
Even Iolite? Is Iolite gonna sit?
Yes.
You don't need me?
No, this is be fine.
Scandalous.
Okay.
She doesn't need you.
You can enjoy a night of just watching.
Did you hear that?
performances.
She doesn't need Iolite for the show.
No, it's good.
All right, let's go sit down.
Go and relax.
Okay.
Get him a juice. A spicy juice.
A spicy juice.
She seats
And
sits you all.
specifying it's like, here's your sippy cup.
To make
Nick's
sure
gonna go jump
it's
in your lap
like
'cause he
Mai
feels
Tai
bad.
and whatnot. I'd like my spicy
Thank you.
juice.
Did none of them
Describe.
notice the thingy?
Are you wearing it out and proud?
I'm
Or
wearing
were
it
you-
out. I don't know about proudly, but it's on. I
You're
haven't
wearing
taken
it
it
in-
off since I put it on.
So you're wearing it in such a way that people can immediately see it if they see you.
It sits like above my breasticles.
Okay.
Couldn't have
So
made that more awkward if you tried.
knowing
Okay
that,
then.
Simple, yes. Would have been
so knowing that, you would have seen a double take from Sigald.
You killed me. You killed Melpomene.
You would have seen a double take from Sigald. But no one else. Everyone else is like all about what you need right now. So no.
Okay, good.
Maybe
I don't
people
want to
have
have to explain
seen,
anything.
but
further.
definitely Sigald was as when
never.
you clapped and he said, "Don't you clap at me?" He turned and then he looked back and looked down and then he kept going.
Scandalous.
So Elmfrid seats
You
you
all may want to
all.
wash up and get dry.
Oh yeah, you have time.
Oh, yeah.
Handle it.
You do have time. Oh, are you getting dressed? Says Elmfrid.
She's rushing. It's like that pre-show, like chaos. But like, yeah, you guys just
Yeah,
you need to be clean. And
you might want to. I like you're getting to sit in the actual. I've got the word for a group of people that are sitting in a place. And
Audience?
those things out
a
there.
group of people, definitely.
The watchy groupie.
What is
Yes.
when we were walking from outside in the line, what was everybody dressed like? Was it like casual, business casual, tuxedos?
No, it is. I don't know how many people actually have tuxedos. I'll say
Lloyd,
make a
another guy
perception
do.
check retroactive. You would have seen all range of clothing from people.
16.
So with a 16 on your way in, you
Like
would have
plus
noticed that up at the top, everyone else is dressed in like, I would say kind of Sunday best light. But up at the
So
head,
like shiny shoes on top, but not like slippery bottoms where,
yeah,
you know.
right. Like a flowery dress that's maybe cut a little bit too low, or nice sandals and khaki shorts
I'll
and
put
a
it this-
button-up shirt.
Because this is based off the Moulin Rouge, and during the musical of the first song, Harold, like, I love it that because it wasn't in the movie. He says like he takes a little break in the middle of the song when he introduces like "Welcome to the Moulin Rouge." He's like, it's like for you up in the balcony. It's like sherry and caviar. It's like, and for those down low, it's like it's lager and peanuts. And it's like it's like that kind of
Yeah,
Alright,
there's a range,
which
but you
which
would.
section are we sitting in?
Yeah. So we
Well,
don't
you're all
get.
getting dressed, so.
Well, I was gonna say if everybody looks like they're dressed really nice, Eldon's gonna ask Elmfred or whoever if they have any like a suit or a tuxedo, whatever the equivalent of
Oh,
would
we
be.
definitely do. You would have also noticed that up at the nicest dressed people were the mayor, up at the very top of the staircase. There is a ramp that leads up for folks that need a ramp to get up to the top of the grand staircase that leads up into the Starlight Concert Hall. But she would be the nicest one dressed, but she's always very nicely dressed. She's the mayor.
Eldon has never dressed nicely or been to a nice event in his entire fucking life.
Come with me. Elmfred is going to bring you into the costume area.
How tall are you?
Like 5'8" or something.
Oh, okay. It'd be funny if you're really tall and there's
It's
only
like a
like
gnome.
small suits.
It would still be the fanciest clothes he's ever worn.
You still have Karak and Bushy Branch, who are
Yes, put him in the
Same.
orc tuxedo.
the same.
He just wants to look
height.
nice.
Oh yeah, she'll.
He's trying to look sharp for
How
the
about
one
this?
girl
I'm
he's
gonna
ever
actually
liked and the
roll-
fact that he's never dressed nicely ever.
Oh, well,
And if Theratrix can get a little bow tie.
you get a bow tie for Theratrix, and
Just like at the base of his neck.
while you're getting dressed by Elmfred, what's everyone? Well, so you can press to digitate yourself.
But Kai actually in his things he does have a set of fine clothes.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Gets dressed up. What are the
See,
fine clothes?
Everybody
Some
gets
shit.
all awed about you getting fine clothes.
What?
Somebody gives a fuck.
I haven't described, but you were dressed up.
Jesus Christ. I may have made a mistake.
I
Maybe
rolled
we
for
could
it.
go to her room.
Yeah, let's go steal
We're
some
gonna
stuff
go to
from Ayla.
Isla's room.
All right.
Go
I'm
steal
feeling a little
stuff.
bold and a little
Ayla.
sassy right now, so
I'm gonna say,
I'm
let's
not
go to
needed.
Kai and
Ayla
see if I
said
get you a
that-
tie.
Ayla said Iolite is not needed.
So now it's time to steal.
I'm gonna go.
Absolutely. Now it's time to steal
Rummage
from
through your
Ayla.
things.
Then go relax.
That is us relaxing. We're
Relax all over your stuff.
Exactly.
That sounds like something.
That sounds
rolling
like
around.
this escape room.
So, Kethra, what do you find and where?
Obviously, she's looking for anything as close as she could to black, but I doubt I'm going to find that.
There's
in your
no
room.
black.
So I'm going to assume
There's
that
purples.
I probably...
A deep purple, perhaps?
Yes, we'll choose a deep purple because she saw a pink and said, fuck no. Sorry, Ayla. She
I don't think-
appreciates it, but no.
Her skin is rosy. I don't know how much pink she would have. Then you blend all in.
Well, you don't have any blacks, so I guess
There's
purple's
black
gonna have to work.
accessories.
We'll steal that.
It's like black like lace scarves.
We'll steal like a purple, like a deep purple gown from her with some black accessories.
Okay.
And I was like, I hope she knows she's not getting these back.
Those are nuts.
What about Iolite?
Iolite's feeling very bold right now because she's not needed, and so I think she's gonna look for something that's kind of like bolder than she would typically wear. Like,
No pun intended.
yeah, yes.
You had to.
She's gonna take a crack at it.
Keep them rolling.
I was actually thinking of how can we work
Not
bolder
exactly.
into the conversation.
No
and
puns here.
No. So something like kind of bright and maybe like a little
Don't take this for granted.
more like some thin straps. You're definitely gonna find some sort of like scarf, like a lightweight sort of
Oh, to
something
cover
just to
up.
sort of cover up the top, but it's not really covering up everything. And just sort of like, you know what? She doesn't need me. I'm gonna get noticed, maybe.
And Nick says to me and goes, Kethra, tell Iolite, girl, you look nice. Okay, next.
Thanks.
Are you guys doing makeup?
She's not a makeup girl, so she's not going to do makeup.
Yeah.
Just war paint.
Oh, yeah. That's more.
All right.
It's like, is this how you do it?
Like, that's more.
I think I'm
her-
gonna take my hair down though, like out of all the braids, and it's just like really long, and put a little clip or something.
Okay.
He just brushes hers and says, that's good enough.
I think the dress is like a blue, like this kind of blue.
Ooh, pretty.
A light,
There's an abundance of blue.
Yeah.
light blue.
The idea that
Maybe.
Iolite's like really like, and you're just like, I'll pull the thistle and the leaves out of my hair.
I'll brush it
fucking
out and it's
good.
like, that's good enough.
Just like, I'm
What
ready.
does Kai's formal wear look like?
So he's traded the normally beat up
riding boots for like a classic, it's a shiny style shoe, which he can shine just with a prestidigitation.
Of course you would.
Same for his pants. It's a real fine. The suit itself is black with a light pinstripe, but you can't really see it unless it's in the direct light. With a white, no-collared shirt and just a black double.
All right.
I feel like you just described what you wore to prom, if I remember
I was actually gonna say it
correctly.
sounded like what he
No,
wore
that
to
would
our
have been
wedding.
that would have been a black shirt.
Black-
Sounds like what you
I
wore
was
to
close.
to our wedding, actually. That's what it kind of sounds like.
Close.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
close, actually.
When Eldon arrives, Elmfred actually opens up the door to Isla's room and is like, I present to you Eldon.
Lord
Know his last
Stronghaven.
name. And she ushers you in.
Lord
and
Eldon of Ayla's friends.
you are wearing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
It is this like there's shoulder pads, but it's like
Like an admirals that have like the fringes on
no,
them?
just
No, 80s.
shoulder
Just 80s
patty
shoulder pad.
with it's red, a bright red top with a white ruffled shirt. There's like a gold and silver embroidery all along, so you've got this jacket,
Like Hunter Hearst Helmsley from the first 90s.
black pants that about halfway above your calf. That's when the boots begin, and there's like a little lift to the boots. Black boots that are very very shiny, and a hat that matches.
Like a top hat.
Sure.
Oh, like a like
Whatever you want. We'll say
a fancy hat.
a fancy hat
Like
with-
almost like a
with a
tri-corner
feather,
style hat
a
with a
gold
big old
And a
feather.
Maya hat. A big one.
No, it's that, or it's like a cavalry hat where the one side is like curled.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what that's what it's like a tri-corner hat with one side.
No, but like
Orlando
you know, like
Bloom.
Yeah,
The-
well that's
No, but that's what I mean. It's like cavalry, like so, like
Yeah.
one side is up, like
with a big ass feather.
it's gonna
And
be
when you
on
come
the
in, she's
side
like-
for your butt.
The person behind you just has this feather.
I added the feather to the hat myself.
It's my feather. Just ouch.
I plucked that from my
It could be
own
one of
eye.
it could be one of her opinions.
So she's like,
Eldon just looks really embarrassed.
"Looks so good."
Embarrassed or?
It looks so good.
He's like proud but embarrassed.
I did this.
Thank you, friend.
Of course, of course. Well, when you're ready, you're right in the beginning. I mean, front of the place of where everyone sits. All right, I'll see you there.
Why fucking toucan said, follow your nose? Just popped into my head.
To wherever you said.
In the group of the place where the people are.
She has very quickly become my favorite character of this theater.
she's way up there.
All right, you are dressed. You are about to see Ayla perform.
I like the hat.
Pep talk. I can get.
Thank you.
And Nix goes, no, he doesn't. Shut up.
Well, Theratrix looks nice. He has a little bow tie.
There
Nix-
always looks wonderful.
Nix doesn't have a bow tie.
Yeah,
Nix
why
would
not?
slit my throat if I put a sword on him.
Just one nail.
Something I've become accustomed with formal wear. It's better if you think of it as a costume than actual clothes.
It kind of feels like one.
Remember, clothes are for the performance.
Doesn't. Like you could feel when he does this, you could like almost like hear like.
Born naked in the rest of this track.
Did Alfred swoop in and say that?
Mama Roo says.
Eldon totally started this out feeling awesome, and then complete shit.
I got the
Not feeling so
idea
great,
of
huh?
like halfway through the clothes were getting picked out. Eldon was like,
But like
I'm
even,
professional. I know
but
what I'm
even
doing.
like looking in the mirror at first, he was like, "I look sick. I look awesome." And then like everyone's faces, he was just like, "I do not look awesome." He's just
it's one of those. It's like as an ensemble, it's too much. If it was just like
It's too many
One-
statement
Too many
pieces.
things.
Yeah.
see, like if you just like focused on one and then everything else was
He
subtle,
doesn't know.
it's
Statement
too
jacket,
mu-
statement shirt, statement.
Yeah. Like if you could-
Puffy shirt.
There's too many statements being made.
All right, you look wonderful, everyone.
Can I
Yeah.
ask what you actually
Oh.
rolled?
I rolled a 9.
Oh, for
So-
the outfit.
Yeah, and even if I gave her some extras, I would say like
It'd be goofy.
she thinks this looks good.
I understand.
So it was kind of more of like, does what she thinks look good match with what you all would think looks good? And the answer was no.
It started off that way with Eldon. It started off, and then it just everybody saw him, and they were all like, "What the fuck is this?"
It looks fabulous. All right, so you head down. You do not see Ayla, but as you are walking down into the audience chamber, the theater where everyone sits. You do notice that you are set up like right near the mayor, and the mayor's already sitting, and you can see Valen, who is her secretary, that half sea elf. I need to double check if she's anything else, but the sea elf, half sea elf woman who sat in the back and took little notes when you didn't answer things with the commander. Valen is sitting right beside her. Her hair is done up, and Valen's hair is all done up. It's got like braids on the side that go into this ornate thing. Someone clearly did her hair for her. She has these glasses, so you saw her wearing glasses. These are more of like decorative glasses that she has, a lot her like formal glasses, and a very, very simple, subdued on purpose. She is not the person that you should be looking at outfit. And beside her, in the space, sitting in her wheelchair, is the mayor, Arara Ovandris. She has always, whenever you see her and she's out and about, she's got this jewelry that sits on top of her pointed ears. So she is a full elf, which is fairly rare to see about. But her ears that go back into a long point, there's always this like jewelry that sits on top of it or around it. It's like a full ear ensemble that has little gems in it. It's mostly gold. It seems that like gold is her color that you've seen her, and even when she's wearing like a turquoise dress, there's always gold filigree in there. And that's what she's kind of wearing today. It's gold, gold, gold. Nothing like, she doesn't look like a queen. She's not decked out that way. But there's I guess I would say, I don't want to say obnoxious, because that's too strong of a word. She's calling attention to her elven heritage. And in a way that is elegant, but also no one else in this room would be able to wear what she is wearing on her ears, because she is an elf. And her ears are the longest, and they are the most decked out. And that's the thing that most people will notice, besides all of her jewelry. She's very, very slender. You're not sitting quite exactly beside her, but you're in that same row and only like a few seats away. And as you walk by, she just kind of nods very gently, but you're not with Ayla,
Stranger.
so she doesn't.
Stranger.
Yeah.
Stranger.
Just like nods. And you see Valen doesn't nod, but just makes eye contact with any one of you that will make eye contact with her with no expression. She is all business. All right, you sit down. You do see that the mayor does take notice of Theratrix if Theratrix is going with you.
It's not under the top hat.
He's on one of my very bulky shoulder pads, playing with the feather.
Yeah.
It's like a landing strip.
As you walk by, she does like watch the mayor watches you walk by with, and just is looking at Theratrix. And
Would I
then
notice her looking?
you would notice.
I
Yeah.
would. And we know it's the mayor,
You do know it's the mayor. Yeah.
so he'd probably stop if he's last and like do like what he would imagine to be some sort of like a bow,
Okay. She does.
like being all fancied up. He never is all gussied up. He'll do like the hat with like a flourish, and Theratrix will do like a little thing too.
She definitely smiles at that in a that's very amusing way.
Oh, look, they've hired jesters.
She just like nods at you like, very clever bit you have. She doesn't say anything. She just nods. And then when you like kind of move away, she leans into Valen and whispers something. And Valen just like looks at you.
They just chuckle at me.
No laughing.
Oh.
The mayor does not laugh at the people.
Kill that man.
All right, so you sit down. Are you doing anything in this hall? There's a lot of murmuring, lots of quiet talk as people are sitting. Okay.
He'll actually take his hat off. Is his hat big enough to block somebody's view? He's gonna take it off. He's gonna be considerate.
You you take the hat off and you look up and you see like across the way on the stage is Elmfrid and she's like, that hat.
The next rooftop date, you know what I mean? With Elfrid's gonna be awesome.
It's getting serious.
You're like,
They're not planned.
"Ooh, leave the hat on.
Wait till Ayla finds out about your midnight rendezvous.
He's too young for Elmfrid.
But does Iolite
Pretty
know
sure they don't
that?
have the right they don't have the compatible pieces either.
Does Iolite know that? You guys are just going up on
Love
the
is
roof
love.
every night.
Love
You know how
is
people
love.
birds work? I don't.
All I'm saying is you could just be nuzzling your face into that downy fur. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Oh God.
She's got hollow bones. She's
Gave
easy
him
to
a
pick up.
visual. Good job.
Eldon doesn't endorse any of this, okay, listeners? Eldon didn't endorse any of that.
I'm sure you
This
did.
is just Iolite's imagination run wild.
We're just saying what she's thinking. All right, so you sit down. Right as everything starts to dim, you can see Sigald, and you would notice he runs down the middle of actually on the side, and he's kind of trying to get to his place he will be the announcer.
Oh, I kind of want to like look backstage and see who's doing like the lights and stuff.
He's doing the lights.
Someone must be.
Bushy Branch.
Iolite's going, fuck, not him.
How did he get my job?
Bushy Branch is there. They're doing like, I mean, they're kind of like the what's that word? I can't think of any words right now. The person who's your backup.
Yeah, understudy?
Yeah, there you go. Understudy for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's the
They-
swing.
yeah, they can do it. Everything that you give Bushy Branch, they do it with little flair because they are not that way. But they don't play any music though. That's the only thing. Like everything else. They're stagehand. They're non-musical, and they don't really talk. So you can see, like looking a little bit backstage, you can see Sigald is like. So we'll go back with you. What's Ayla doing to get ready while they are getting ready?
She went and got herself ready, and then she's just like on that mark behind the curtain.
Is she
Just
wearing
waiting.
anything special, or what is she looking like for her debut back on stage after 16 whole days?
I'll describe that when she's on stage.
Okay.
Question before that starts. Were we allowed to bring weapons with us?
No. I
Nothing.
mean, you wouldn't really have anywhere to... If you have any weapons that are hidden...
Well, I'm thinking like, ceremony, like, how you could wear swords back then, even if it was like, quote unquote, for show.
You could get away with it. Like, no one would stop you because you're coming from inside the theater, but if you were coming from outside, they would be like,
Yeah, he would
what
have.
are you doing? Yeah.
Just because of the whole getup. You know what I mean?
A musketeer, a
His
rapier.
rapier is what he has, yeah. So.
Okay.
I was just picturing D'Artagnan.
Did anyone else bring weapons?
Who else is armed? Raise hands.
Well, Kai can
Summon his...
You have a magical
Summon his
lightsaber
weapon.
that you can get
Yes.
anywhere, yeah.
All right. Sigald does approach you right as, as things are getting ready, and he's like fixing up little bits of your outfit. And he says, so do you want to tell me what's going on? Are you going to speak with me before or after this show? I can see that you're wearing her necklace. Where did she go? Ayla, answer me. You're not answering me. This is making me very upset.
I do that. Like, put my finger to, like, his mouth. I just do one of these.
He looks at you, like, wide-eyed, like, did you just touch my mouth?
She went home. And I will explain more later.
What is her necklace doing on your neck? Did she give that to you, or did you steal it from her? She never takes it off. She had to have given it to you.
I am not a thief.
This does not bode well.
Are you ready?
No. Did she leave instructions? Are you taking over the theater? Is Melchior coming back?
No.
This is unacceptable, Ayla.
Take it up with management.
You know, I just might do that. Play me in.
I should have tapped. Take it up with management. Actually, I'm gonna tap.
He's already turned away.
They're all going to unionize now on you.
Oh no.
And Seagal.
I mean, I didn't lie to him. She went home.
No.
The answer to both those questions was no.
Seagal steps out onto the stage, and he says, "Ladies and gentle folk," and the mayor, and everyone's like, "Oh," she just nods. "I welcome back to the stage after 16 nights without a performance here at the Starlight Concert Hall, our very own Ayla Myrea, Wildfire of Yimari Island." He steps back, backing up and doing this as the curtains rise. And what does Ayla look like? I'm just having you describe before I play this music in case the music ends up not being royalty free.
As the curtains rise and she's standing there, she is in, oddly enough, not bright colors. Deep scarlet, red, almost shines like sequins, like a... not crop top, like a crop top, like a very scantily clad top thing, with, it's like I said, deep scarlet red, but with like orange fringe, and then she's wearing this big, well, doesn't seem big yet, but she's wearing this very long skirt. Dress is a whole top down, no, yeah. Skirt. Same color as, I don't wear women's clothes. I don't know what they're called.
You are now.
I am now.
Skirts are gender neutral.
It's
Clothes and no gender.
think of like a big flowy frilly dress that you would see like Mexican women wearing on like Cinco de Mayo or something. Like one of those type of holidays,
the gypsy sisters' wedding dresses.
Yeah, it's also it's like
extra like wide, like around.
When you move, it like flies out like Batman. Mm-hmm. So that is also like the matching red scarlet sequence.
It was such a
but,
Cuba way to say something. my dress flies out like Batman.
Very elegant.
You looked over and you just like.
It is also interlaced with the red, with the orange. It's like a burnt orange frill, like at the top, 2 in the middle, and then at the bottom, she is barefoot. She is wearing a also deep scarlet red like mask, like just a face mask that just kind of covers the bridge of the nose and goes around, but is still like kind of see-through type thing. And she is wearing not a tiara, but like
A circlet?
Yes, that.
Nailed it.
Head jewelry, silver with shiny bright stones in it. Various metallic bangles, both hands, wrists. Also, you're starting to see a red and dark, burnt, warm color theme going. Her hair is, it is tied up in like, sort of like a ponytail, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's down, but up. So it's tied up, but then it's like huge and very, very curly. Like she curled it while everybody was getting ready. But like, even though it's in a ponytail, it still comes down to like, 3/4 down her back. And it's just tied with another red, like, lace thing.
Is she wearing the necklace?
She's wearing the necklace, along with various rings and other jewelries.
All right.
And she's wearing, instead of, like, black makeup around her eyes, it is also, like, another deep red. Enough to contrast, but still red.
So everybody gets hushed as this different music than what normally she plays starts being played by Dus and Karak, who is the percussionist in the background there, Paley and Sharner off stage.
Slowly does the hip movement, like steps closer to the middle of the stage, and as she puts an arm out, that's a sign to like dim the lights. So the lights dim, and then another arm goes out, and she does a theater flick, and the light is changed to like an orange color. And as she slowly begins the dance, you notice like it is not as fluid. It's more hard moves than normal, and she then suddenly the part of what was brought on stage on each side, there's 3 large brass dishes, fire dishes or whatever they're used for, and as she does her first spin, firebolt is shot out and lights the first one, and she does another spin, lights the next one, and as she does a backflip and then a spin, does it with both hands, lights the next 2, and then does a one of these, and goes
Absolutely
with
majestic.
Yes.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Again, another spin around and lights the 2 next. And then, as she is doing this dance, she begins to sing, which you have never seen. So I don't know, you guys wouldn't know if this is normal. So it's, and she's not singing in basic, common, Star Wars. I don't know if anybody can understand Infernal.
No.
Don't ask me to translate. It's a sad song.
Sad song in Infernal.
In Infernal.
Oh, I do.
Does anyone think the people from Davenia can't speak in
Sounds like I do. Sounds like I had to check, but I do.
You have heard her like hum during performances and like, maybe sing in the shower or something, but like you've never seen her like sing, especially on stage. And it starts off as like a low singing, and it increases, and it's just like it's a sad but very fast moving song. And as she's doing hip thrusts, and I don't know how to describe it well, as she's doing these
I'm so sad. Just so sad.
She is causing the flames.
Sorry.
She's causing the flames
Did I break Julie?
to like shoot up and down with the rhythms of her body and her in the singing, and every once in a while, maybe this is too far for thaumaturgy, but it's very vague. they do like a the fires like they'll loop over into like it's like they are alive and jump over to the next. And
It's like one of those water fountains.
I was just gonna say.
yeah. But it's the flames, and she does this song, this sad song, but it's like anger also in it, and because you guys are probably up close, you can see the red makeup is kind of streaming down. Is there to hide the emotions. So and the mask is also there to hide that from people too. She does this for how many songs am I supposed to do?
It's your show.
This is the only one I thought about.
No, you don't have to describe them all.
Oh, okay. As the song comes to an end, she like does this motion like down on one knee and throws her hands out, and then the flames just shoot up almost to the ceiling, turn blue, and then she misty steps off the stage.
Okay. When she's done with the entire ensemble, or just the first song? Or was that it? One song?
That song took 1 hour. Let's just say it was a very long single performance.
Let's say it's like 15, 20 minutes, which is a pretty decent amount of time to be dancing at that caliber. And then Misty step off the stage, and the Daydream Revolution plays it down, and you see the people start clapping. Everyone begins to clap, just like gentle. And Segal comes out and thank you one and all for attending Ayla Myrea's re-debut at the Starlight Concert Hall after far too long away. Our joy, our love. Ayla Myrea, everyone. Yes, and people are still clapping. Thank you. We will see you again very soon as we come up with our new roster of performances.
And now for a poem.
And I will be, including tomorrow, doing another Tale of Segald. For those of you interested in people like, and some people have already stood up and are starting to walk out.
What was it? A Tales of a Segald tale, a one-man show?
Story.
The Segald story,
story.
yeah. And he begins like ushering people out, except for the mayor who stays behind with Valen. What's Ayla doing at the end of this show?
She's back behind the curtain and just panting heavily.
Okay.
It's all that thrusting.
Those 2 weeks,
all
that
that
16 days of
thrusting
being
and-
gone, you lost all of it, huh?
Spinning and the singing.
A
Haley
little worn out.
comes over and is like, great job, especially under so much stress, you know? Melpomene not being here to take things on, and hey, isn't that her necklace?
Yes.
All right. Well, it looks great on you.
It looked awesome. We can gather everyone in the kitchen.
All right. Kitchen! Segald is out in the front. He's still pushing everybody out, except for the mayor, of course. What are you all doing? The mayor is right there.
The mayor's right there. Kai will introduce himself.
Okay. You head over to her.
Good evening, Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
Just wanted to introduce myself. Will be more formally introduced in a moment, but I am Kai.
It is wonderful to meet you, Kai. You a guest here. I sense I hear a hint of a Devenian accent.
Aye, that's where I hail from.
Beautiful, beautiful region.
Much different weather than we have here.
Yes, that is true. Or so I've heard. I have not formally been to Devenia. I've only seen it in scrying balls. But I hear it's beautiful.
Much different than here.
Very crisp air.
When you're ready, Ayla and my companions ready to speak with you.
Ah, and Valen leans in and whispers something to the mayor, who leans in. Oh, yes. So you are the ones that came... Oh, Kai. You are Kai, and it was Eldon and Kethra, Iolite, and Ayla. I remember. I recall. I'm looking forward to discussing.
Aye.
I'll be here when you're ready.
We'll go and collect Ayla.
Of course. Ayla, you are gathering everyone. All the Daydream Revolution come together and meet in the kitchen, except for Sigald, who's still ushering. All right, Ayla. What'd you have to say?
Everyone has done a fantastic job, as you always do.
I'll give it like, yeah.
Especially on quick notice with the changes done to the set list. Very good.
And Dus, who is your half goblin, half dwarf lutist, is like, I was very intrigued by this. This was I felt challenged in a way I hadn't been challenged before. And I appreciated the chance.
You kept up quite well.
I did. I'm proud of it.
Should we wait for Sigald?
Bailey's like, nah, fuck him. we'll catch him up. What do you need to say? Did you see how beautiful she looks wearing the Melpomene's necklace? And Bushy Branch is there, just nods, and Elmfrid is like, oh, lovely. It looks lovely on you.
Thank you.
You are looking stunning. I love this ensemble.
This ensemble.
The oranges, the birch color. You look dazzling.
Thank you. Now, quickly down to it. Melpomene has left.
Everyone's like, yeah. Paley says she left this morning. She goes out for her walk. She comes back.
I do not know when she is coming back. She has gone back to where she came from.
What does that mean?
It means that she went through back to the Feywild.
Okay. You can see the looks on everyone's faces. They're starting, they're worried,
She is on another dimensional plane.
And Sharner, Paley's brother, is like, we get that. Who's gonna run the Starlight Concert Hall?
Oh, that is the thing. Who is the best suited here?
They all, look at each other. And Dus is like, I mean, I don't know if it comes down to the best suited, but who's going to be the loudest about it? I think we all know the answer to that. Shouldn't Iolite be here, by the way?
Iolite has the night off.
But doesn't this concern her?
Yes and no. Because we have...
I just see your vision. Your eyebrows are dancing like this bitch. What?
We have business, Iolite and I, that require us to be away.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying that the boss left, and now the star of the show is going to be leaving, and where does that leave us?
And that leaves you keeping this great establishment up and running for...
Oh, God. Oh, God.
For all, not just the people, for everyone in the arts districts. You all, like me, did not begin here. You were given the chance. You are now going to be tasked with giving others a chance to come, learn and grow, and entertain, and do their art. I do not know when Melpomene will be back. I do not know where my path is bringing me. I must do what needs to be done for the good of all of us. I will not go into many details. It will be scary and dangerous, and I don't particularly want to do it, but it must be done. And I have to entrust that all of you will keep this place that is special to all of us going.
You hear it come from behind you. Mystery. Intrigue. And a lack of answers. Sigald steps in with his long cigarette stick.
Cruel.
How convenient that you are stepping away as Melpomene stepped away and handed you her most prized possession. Never fear, Daydream Revolution, I, Sigald. Sigald Swiftflower. You can lean on me.
This is a collaborative effort.
Of course it is. You have business to attend to, don't you?
Alfred, you have been here the longest.
I, technically have not. It's actually Sigald who's
Of course you
been
have.
here.
You have been the longest. You are the...
Well,
You have quite the experience. I believe you should take over the day-to-day administration.
day to day, I don't know anything about any of
She's an
that.
owl.
We don't
I'm
operate
sleeping
during...
at that time. The day
We
to day.
don't... No, we are all sleeping at that time. None of us wake up before noon.
Gald is like, I have been here since Melchior, the true owner. And you see, like, Paley and some of the others are like, shit.
Ah, yes, I just spoke to him a little while ago.
What?
Yes, he is quite charming.
Oh. Well, is he coming back? I asked you if he was coming back.
Well, I can ask him when I see him again.
And when will that be?
In several days.
Conveniently, as it looks at everyone. Several days.
Everything's a convenience around here.
Conveniently, it'll be several days before she can talk to Melchior again. In the meantime, Ayla, while you take care of your business, don't worry. I've got this.
I look at everyone else. I know you do. With that, everybody's everyone's understanding of like, oh yeah.
Just agree.
And Alfred is like, where are you going?
To save the world.
With dance? We can come with you to do that. You do know that.
I do.
Did
not-
you replace us with your new companions? Do
No.
they dance? I have not seen any of them dance.
I think the one with the dragon does funny bird calls, but no, I do not. They are not performers.
I saw the one with the stick up his ass dancing with Iolite outside once, but
He dances.
it was
We've got a man with a stick up his ass and a funny bird dragon man.
The dragon man with the big head.
it's what the rich people call dancing, but I wouldn't call it dancing.
Huh. Interesting. I would not have pictured that.
They just move with their arms stuck in a position. And
Oh.
dance, call it dance.
Yes,
Yes.
I've seen that before. It is-
Horrific.
It is, yeah, it's frightening. It is so static.
They look like corpses that have been reanimated and then puppeted.
Yes, that does sound. That sounds actually like how I would envision him to dance.
I've heard they don't really do it to dance. They do it to get close to each other and whisper secrets.
Why can they not just do it without acting like a corpse?
Well, the dancing is like it's a front. And they can't move too fast or they get winded and they can't do the secrets like quiet enough. Because it whispers, you know, when you move too fast and then you try to whisper and you're like...
Comfort's my favorite.
They can't do it.
Huh.
So they go really slowly. And then they say it's a dance.
And the elites are quite weird.
Yes. So that's what you're doing now? You're doing corpse dancing?
No, I'm not doing corpse dancing. I am going to help rid this island of these creatures.
And Dusk goes, Ayla, what? You're a dancer. I play
Listen,
beautiful music, you dance. You're
it
gonna
is-
get yourself killed.
Yes, maybe, probably. But it is not by choice. It is written in the stars, and I must do it, because it is what I am meant to do.
And Sigald finally is like, just let her go, everyone. She's more important than everyone in this room, clearly. She's wearing Melpomene's necklace. She's going to save the world with dance. Let her go. We'll be fine. We'll bring in new folks. A new Ayla Myrea.
No,
A new star.
I
And
may
when
try
Melpomene-
to save the world with dance, but you will save the theater with
My quick wit.
talking.
We may or may not keep your room for you.
I don't think that is up to you, but
We'll see.
anyways,
And Paley says, are you leaving right away?
I have to meet with the mayor now, and I will probably be leaving in the morning or sometime within the next day or so.
We'll keep your room for you.
You are all fully capable of doing this.
And Sigald again is like, I know.
If you need me, you can always send a message.
You gonna leave some money for that?
There's an emergency fund on the bottom right drawer of Melpomene's desk. It says petty
No one
cash.
touch it. No one touch it. Elmford comes over and gives you a hug.
I hung Alfred.
I will see you at night. No, well, no, you don't go. I'm watching. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. And Paley and Sharner and others, they give you a little hug. You gotta be safe. I mean, I know you're not leaving right now, but we're gonna be busy. We gotta clean up the theater.
Yes. Again, good job, everyone. This is tonight shows what the Starlight Theater is capable of, and why we are here.
You know, I know Melpomene didn't like it, but I'm thinking Glitterati Divine. We gotta get some drag shows up in here.
I approve of this.
We just won't tell her. When she comes back.
Yes. Well, that may be
And
some
Sigald
time.
is like, I'm gonna tell her. Stands and walks out of the room.
Narc.
You're gonna be late for the mayor.
Good job, everyone. I will see you.
They all like kind of scatter to do their own thing. Bushy Branch is the only one left who again doesn't say anything. Just kind of.
What is Bushy Branch again?
Bushy Branch is a tabaxi, so cat
Oh.
person. Just
Yeah.
kind of nods. They never say anything at all. No sounds. Just nods at you and then goes and starts to get their supplies to start cleaning up. Back out as you guys have been kind of searching a little bit. There's not too many rooms that they would be, but as they're all, you see everybody starting to exit the kitchen, so entering there, and Ayla exits after all of them and you were all together.
How is everyone doing?
Hot.
Yes.
The ruffle shirt.
It does get quite hot in here after performances.
Have all your businesses settled?
Yes. I have set affairs here. Things will be handled.
Good. Mayor is waiting for us when we're ready.
Are we ready? Did you enjoy your night off?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bushy Branch did a great job.
Like, looking at my clothes.
I kind of like adjusted to cover the dress a little more. That singing, I didn't know you could sing. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I do not do it often. It came over me. It needed to come out. It's been a very long day. Felt like 3. This is a lot. And it is an outlet, as you know.
Well, the emotion really came through.
Shall we?
Well done. The lighting could have been a little better. But overall, very beautiful.
It's been a long day for all of us. I figured she deserved the night to be able to sit and enjoy.
It was really nice getting to see you perform from the audience point of view, sort of, from the side. It's a whole different experience.
Good. I am glad. Nice feather. Melmford.
Yes.
That's one of her favorite feathers.
Now it's mine.
Very well, to the mayor.
All right.
All right. So you head back into the audience chamber, where Valen's already standing next to the mayor. She steps forward and says, "Shall we to the room?"
We shall.
Either way. And you know that there is a room. It's not the office, but there's like a side room for greeting important guests, like sitting with important people. It's a lot more, it's furnished in a way that's a lot more comfortable. This is where Melpomene, if she meets anybody who's important, she brings them onto this side area. And you all enter into that room, closing the door. The mayor, who you have informally met before, nothing where you had a long conversation, but just like, Mayor Ayla, and, shook hands or whatever. The mayor sits there and just smiles at you. Wonderful performance.
Thank you. I am glad you enjoyed it. And
Always.
were able to attend.
Always, Miss Myrea, of course.
Curtsy to my big Batman dress.
And the outfit, gorgeous, of course.
Didn't have time to change.
I did have an interesting conversation with Commander Stoneforge and wanted to meet you all. And first of all, thank you so much for your dedication to the city of Mosswick and your willingness to put your own lives at risk to help ensure the safety of others. Very commendable. It did not go without notice. I've also heard, prior to that incident, about the work that you did in Balstead. Again, going with members of the Valiant to try to discover what had happened at the hot springs, and then following up with an excursion to the Sleeping Wilds, where you encountered a hermit, Cryon, and then learning the unfortunate fate of our lovely and very important guardians who have been abducted and killed, which was more information than we knew. We had assumed, but to confirm was very important. There was also mention of traveling to Yimari Mountain, and an interesting account of having spoken to our
Yes.
deity.
Well, do not meet your idols, I believe is the term.
Indeed. Is there anything more that you would like to share? I know that the commander has asked for your help, as you are so capable, in finding the source of these monsters that we have not seen.
Well, I do not know if it is a source, but something that is definitely connected to these monsters lays in Beachmere. And they require assistance of powerful healers. I think someone needs to see what they have there, because it originated here.
Can you be more specific? There are monsters in Beachmere?
Some sort of rot.
You know, individual.
We've seen it out in the jungle, out in the sleeping wilds,
You have seen it.
leaving a trail, going through, but it's the first time we've seen it.
Crisscrosses the island.
It's the first person we've seen with that rot, and they say that they contracted it at the docks here.
How can you be sure that it wasn't brought from outside? If it was at the docks, we have several ships that come in and out on an hourly basis.
It's too similar to the rot that we've seen that crisscrosses the island. It's the same. And
We think it's connected with the people that we saw outside the city, controlling the monsters.
Indeed. And so you have been given resources to do your best.
We've been given a little help. Your Commander Stoneforge agreed to give us each rune equipment.
Ah, yes.
But none of us are clerics or anything of the sort or people of science to figure out what is rotting this person in Beachmere. They need assistance.
She looks up at Valen. We did send, was it the Valiant or the Cassian Guard? We did send military. Let's write down that we should send someone with more medical knowledge, medicine, healing. And Valen makes a note. Of course. The mayor looks back at you all. Now, of course, I appreciate everything that you have shared. There was the question of the hermit out in the Sleeping Wilds, and I understand. We're not accusing anyone of anything. However, we would like to speak to this individual, Cryon, and attempt to learn what they may know, especially as it seems to be that they had the most interaction with the monkeys before that they were taken. We just need to cover our bases and ensure that there aren't any hidden in their home or something along those lines. Of course, you understand. Your cooperation in this would be greatly appreciated. We have been trying to reach the hunter that brought you out there, but it's my understanding that she is also healing at the moment. Time is of the essence.
We will not betray his confidence. He does not want to speak with anyone. It's part of being a hermit.
I understand. But the more time that it takes for us to locate him, and we will, the longer it can take for these creatures to multiply and attack our city.
You have to understand that we do plan on helping this island. And a time may come that we do need Cryon's help. If we betray his trust, his help is gone. If your people are able to find him, we didn't break that trust. He will still trust in us. I know that makes your job harder. But unfortunately, relationships, sometimes you have to give in order to take.
That's unfortunate.
And, Madam Mayor, if we had any reason to believe he was up to something sinister, of course we would, direct you to him, but I was in his hut. It's very small, and there were no monkeys in there.
Except for that closet of monkeys.
It was screeching, but he closed the door.
So out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. There were no monkeys, and even if you did find him, I just don't think he has any other information beyond what he gave to us. He was also very well hidden and seemed quite capable of relocating himself if discovered.
So if you were in the presence of someone that you believe to be a criminal, you would bring that person to our attention, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I think we want what's best we all want what's best for the island.
We gave him our word, and that means something.
He did nothing but help us learn more about what is going on.
And Callie. Of Callie's. You were seen walking with Callie, and yet she is nowhere to be found. I'm just asking, as I'm being asked to trust your judgment. And my judgment is one that is put to the test when overseeing all of the people and ensuring their safety.
Forgot about Callie.
Yes, we met with Callie after the attack outside.
Did we not convince her to turn herself in?
That's what we told her to do. Figured she was already inside of the city. Not many places to hide.
We told her if she was innocent of what she is accused of, we would help her prove her innocence, but she must turn herself into the authorities first.
I have been around for a long, long time. And I know not everyone's morals are tied to a single action. But just do trust that it's my job to ensure that the city is safe. And while I can appreciate that you believe that this Cryon Star Drifter had nothing to do with the missing monkeys, I must follow through on this. And if you were in the presence of a fugitive and did not turn them in yourself, it speaks to your judgment. That said, this is an incredibly important mission, and we have lost many mercenaries who came here thinking that this was some run-of-the-mill opportunity to make some quick coin. But you have stepped forward. You have done things that no one asked for you to do. Starting in Balsted, you saved lives. It's my understanding that you also connected with the individual who is accused of having murdered the Apranan ambassador. Is this true?
We watched him get his ass kicked.
Speaking of Winkara,
Yes.
yes.
What more can you tell me? If anything.
The night before, he was staying at a inn. I think the same as us, right?
Patient Faye.
At the Patient Faye. And when I had come in for the night, he was drinking heavily.
It's the feather.
And speaking of how his life was over, that nothing else mattered. His life was over. At the time, I had thought that it was because he had gotten soundly beaten a couple times
Soundly.
in his boxing matches. I had thought maybe I could speak to him, share a drink, and maybe bring his spirits up, but he drank himself into unconsciousness, and I myself carried him to his room.
Did you see anything out of place in the room?
No.
Just after the assassination, as we were all watching Ayla's performance, when Kara was there with the murder weapon in hand, the look on his face was not of someone looking at an act they just did. The look of surprise on his face was unmistakable. He may have been there with murder weapon in hand, but something tells me it was not him. Whether it was not his choice or not actually him, I don't know.
He kept repeating the night before that his life was over. They're going to kill me. My life is over anyways, nothing else matters. Put together with what Kai just said, to me, makes it seem clear he was under duress of some kind.
I think one way or another he was just someone to put blame on.
Well, the body has been transported to Kalia. I only inform you of this because it does complicate matters. The Apranans want the body. The Emporians want the body. The Kalians have the body. They want to attempt to call back the spirit to answer questions. I do not know how successful it has been, but if at all. But unfortunately, this incident has caused strife. In addition to us having to deal with this. And I inform you of this more specifically so that you understand that we are in a precarious situation. Yes, we are part of the Kalian Empire, the Brothers' Empire. But this has been deemed too coincidental, too suspicious. And so the military units are not being sent here into the middle of the Green Tides. They are being readied on the mainland, where things would be protected more. You're not going to send your military to a small island or 3 islands. The Emporians, the Apranans, I can't quite speak to what they are up to, but given the anger. I just want you to know there is a little help coming here. We have gotten what we will get. And so we rely on the charity of you being willing to approach and find the rift as it was described. Wherever it may be. The fact that monsters are here is of no concern to the empires. There are monsters everywhere. It's the life we live. But we would like to at least discover where it is, and if we can stop it, wonderful. If not,
The monsters we have here are being controlled by someone.
perhaps. If they are, it is likely that they came through and are coming through. The monkeys we would of course love to get back. But if they are being killed or sold, that likelihood is dwindling every day.
We are also tracking a lead on that as well. We found a tattoo on a corpse from where we believe they left on the North Shore. So far, that's all we have, but if we know more, we'll let you know.
That sounds wonderful.
Yimari cannot make any more, apparently.
Ah, yes, Yimari. Of course. When you are successful in your endeavor, please return to me with the information. In the meantime, it's my understanding, word on the street, as they say, is you are all shacking up in the room of Ayla Myrea. That cannot possibly be comfortable.
It's a large room.
The rooftops aren't so bad.
I can offer you a small home. It's in the arts district, but I assumed that that would be convenient. Only a few houses down from the Starlight Concert Hall. It would at least give space for the two of you. I assume the three of you are fine sharing a bed. If I'm not too forward, I'm only repeating what I've heard on the street.
What have you heard? What? Have you been reading the
I don't want to assume
Mosswick
anything.
Suns?
That'll be fine. That'll do us well.
Oh, he's getting excited, but he doesn't know that he's gonna be here. I'm in the middle. You're both gonna be wearing fucking potato sacks.
Just potato sacks?
We can have it ready for you. There are 3 rooms. It's a modest home, but available.
Although I do very much enjoy the privacy of my own room, present company excluded, we accept. It will not distract from the theater.
I will arrange tomorrow for the space to be open. It is very barely furnished, but as you come back from your endeavors, just speak to Valen, and she will ensure that you are rewarded.
Thank you. We'll do what we can.
Is there anything else I can offer you? A little carrot as you unfortunately go out into the jungles, which will very much beat you.
How
Like
big is the
sticks.
carrot? How big is the carrot?
He, again, dancer, not comedian. Actually, yes. If having more access to the library would be helpful for all of us, and perhaps the I forget the name of it. The observatory. I can't remember the name of the observatory itself,
Yes, I can.
but maybe Yeah, I think it would be helpful.
How about this? I can get you access to the library, and the carrot can be access to the observatory once you complete your mission.
Oh.
Information for information.
I think that's more than fair.
Lovely.
I would like my own bed. Please.
In
In the house.
Ayla Myrea's room? Oh, in
In
the
a
house.
house. Or were you joking?
No.
Oh, yeah, I
No.
would like my own bed, please.
She looks at Valen. It's like the mayor does not joke.
The mayor has no sense.
I don't always pick it up when people are, so.
Eldon's gonna have to sleep on a couch, isn't he?
The mayor says, "We can ensure, at the very least, I will have someone ensure that there is a bed for each and every one of you.
Maybe bunk beds?
I will leave that up to Valen. She is a master at interior decorating."
That's a
Valen's just
Valen.
like,
So we just gained full access to the library, and the carrot is the observatory, right? I'm
I would say
that right.
full access, but you gain more access.
Was there
More, but
Yeah.
you know,
was there
The
restricted? I forgot when we went to the library. Whether
I'm
there was
pretty sure.
restricted
I
Do
mean,
we have to
section.
wear shirts? Or do we get shirtless access?
You'll have to find out when you get there.
there's a no shirt section.
Ooh.
Shoes only. Any other requests of the mayor before she takes herself out of here?
The only last thing I would ask if we could have supplies for when we leave.
Supplies. Mercenaries typically have their own supplies.
If you have not noticed, we are
Typ-
not quite
Typically,
mercenaries.
we're non-mercenaries.
I can offer you... Valen, what can we offer them? And Valen says, well, you have been given access to weapons that are beyond what the average mercenary doesn't already come with. What more are you requesting?
Consumables. We'll need health potions. Need rations for when we leave. You know, things to keep us alive.
I can speak to the commander about the consumables and see what extras we do have. As previously stated, we are on our own. Come by the tent when you are ready to take off into the Sleeping Wilds, and I will have something for you. Just give your name, your group. You do have a group name, do you not?
We do now.
The woven fades.
I don't like it either, but let's
Group
go with
names
it.
tend to grow on you in time. I've heard.
Ayla's not used to sharing the stage.
I share a stage with plenty.
And the mayor's like, oh, that's a good one.
The mayor only has a sense of humor when the mayor decides she has a sense of humor.
One last question. Are we the only group you'll be sending after this rift?
I would say if we can find others who are willing to do this in particular, we will send them. As of now, the commander seems very much interested in it being you for some reason.
Can we get badges or something?
Perhaps when you have completed a deed on behalf of the city.
We just do not want to get confused with other groups or perhaps criminals trying to act like they are mercenaries of good faith or something.
We have many mercenaries, but
And, you know, we are more special than these other groups who are going after the rift. We should have some way to identify ourselves and just show it around to get to where we need to go.
when you complete the mission, then we should reconvene and discuss your status.
Perhaps if you do send other groups, another group out, you could somehow send a message to us. We came across a group that we thought we could trust up when we were on the mountain, and they had plans to betray us.
And what was their name? A mercenary group?
I don't think they were mercenary.
They were more of a bard group.
Oh, bards. You can't trust the bards.
Didn't know that at the time.
Yes, groups of them especially.
What
No
they-
offense.
Roses and arrows or something?
Yeah, crossbows.
Crossbows and arrows.
Well, thank you. I very much appreciate this time. Please come see me when you have completed. I will likely hear it from Valen. But the tent is always there every morning. And good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Please, come back and do more shows.
Of course. I wouldn't miss it. I did miss Melpomene. You let her know. She needs to, we need to have another drink. Thank you. She turns herself.
As she's leaving, Kai's gonna do the formal elvish goodbye.
She nods. She kind of looks at you for a second, looks you up and down, and then turns and
Kai's just
leaves.
like dropping the hint of, hey, we're all like from all around.
Can you make a deception check, please?
See, Eldon actually understood that. He knows Elvish. Can't throw it down now. The screen's on.
So that was for, trying to downplay the fact that Melpomene is not here. So what are you doing to inspire yourself?
I am looking back on this day, and I'm tired, and I just sang my ass off, and I had to explain too many times that she's not here right now, and do not want to do
You're
it
like-
again.
Like a hard look. Now you can roll again.
That's better. 19.
Valen was looking at you, and then she just turns and doesn't really address any of you, and then walks out.
That's our bad guy, people.
That's the power
That is
behind-
the one in charge
Power
of
behind
all
the
the
throne.
evil. It's not your dad. It's not Melpomene. It is Mr. Smithers over there.
Mr. Smithers.
Pulling all the strings.
Absolutely.
And so you're all left in this greeting room of sorts.
Slump down in the chair. I take my face scarf, that not where I had taken off, and I'm just like,
Well, I guess it could have gotten worse.
I mean, we are not in jail. That is always a plus.
I don't think she trusts us.
Well,
Well, I wouldn't trust us.
look at us. Why would she trust us? But why would we trust her?
Everyone thinks that we're mercenaries.
I know, we are a group of musicians. That is what I keep telling people.
We're not that either.
No, with some training, I believe that you're right. You're not, but
It's not gonna happen. We're something different. The normal way that people do things. It's not the way we do it.
no, that is just boring. Doing things the normal way.
Well, I see moving forward everything's gonna change from here out.
I don't know. She did not give us a badge.
We don't need no stinking
As soon as you say that, I'll do it.
Anyway.
We're not soldiers. We're not mercenaries. We're just us. 5 strangers from different parts of the world. We're here for a reason, and chances, but we have to keep this path moving forward.
You know, if you had said this yesterday, I would have just been blah, 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 blah. But after the events of today, I have to agree with you.
I think it's only going to get stranger from here.
I hope not.
So what's the plan for the morning? Do we check out that boat?
Out of game, I think we have to wait another week before we check out.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Sorry.
I couldn't remember what the day was. So I didn't
Tomorrow
wanna
will
say
be
anything.
Glee 17.
So in the morning, what's the plan? Go check out that rot.
Ayla, you remember that you did leave the Manticore bits with Pappy Polly.
We can go tell Enrique and Luna.
Fuck that guy.
Alara. Oh, Lunu.
Lunu.
Yep, Lunu.
Yo, Lunu, nothing.
You don't have to go back to Lunu.
Perhaps we settle affairs here before we venture back out. We must return the horses. I would like to stop at my village. It is on the way back to Beachmere.
And you know that you still have 5 days left.
Till what, you explode again?
Remember.
The rendezvous at 1 o'clock by the Blood Rock.
Never mind.
Right? Like I said,
it's
drop like.
Absolute antithesis to Marisha Ray right here. All right, as you all...
I take notes, which I did not today, for reasons.
I want to know
I
though.
can't
In
remember.
your notes, like go back like a month ago. Anything on
Probably not.
Iolite's secret rendezvous?
I don't know how much you pay attention to me. I try to copy her a lot of the times, like a kid copying her.
Well, yeah, we know
test.
because we know you're not paying attention to what's going on.
I'm paying attention.
Well, also it depends. Like if you only keep notes about things Ayla would know, because Ayla doesn't know about that.
I just try to keep highlights.
So as
Well,
you...
are we staying there here for the night?
Yeah, the house isn't technically... It's kind of... Now it'd probably be like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
We have a roof rendezvous.
Well, also, Ayla, you did actually do that well. That was actually pretty. The way
We're
you did
married
it was
for a reason.
We do that at night to each other.
Good night.
good. Imagine the boys with their sheets like.
Doing it again.
They're doing it again.
You guys ever hear your parents at night? And the kids are like, yeah, it's but
Instead of that,
but then
it's
they're like,
owl noises.
It sounds like when they're doing the ghost sounds of Beetlejuice. Lydia thinks they're doing it.
Before we leave in the morning, Ayla, something to think about what might be looking at Melpomene's office. Maybe you can find things there that might give you some answers.
There's a visible uncomfortableness with that idea.
And now that we have more access to the library,
I definitely have some names to look for.
see if they have anything on the Keeper's history. You have a name.
He's gonna make the same uncomfortable list.
You have a name now to look up.
2 names.
I'll look for that later.
All right, so you all retire for the evening. Heading back up into Isla's room.
I'm gonna go take a bath.
Okay,
A long, hot bath.
take a bath. What is everyone else doing?
Eldon's taking off his clown suit that at first he thought was so majestic and cool, and then realized it wasn't.
Who made you realize it wasn't? Who said, like,
The
hey, you look
looks
like a
on
fool?
the looks on everyone's faces when he walked in. Alfred was such a, I mean, no pun intended, but such a bad wingman on that one. Like, just pumped him up, was just like, you look great, you look
You
great.
see, like that, like walking out of frame.
It's not that it's a bad
Oh no, Nick's told you straight out you look crazy.
too much.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's the hat, isn't it? It's the hat.
Honestly,
I knew it was the hat.
alone.
everything.
If it was just the hat, it'd be
Everything.
fine. If it was
It's the
just the
coat.
shirt, it would be
coat.
fine.
I knew it was
If
the
it was
coat.
just the coat, it would be fine.
It's the boots. The boots are too shiny.
All of them together is too much. Choose one
You picked
and
one.
build around that.
I think I thought I looked too stupid.
A little.
Kethra, a little.
Where did everybody else come from?
I'm in the back. I'm not seeing it.
Iolite is literally right here. Yeah, let's do
And I'm just hanging out in the
I'll
corner.
be
Like,
honest with you, from what I've known, that honestly doesn't matter in the end. Now it's here. And
Patting the pup on the
Right.
And he's gonna go
Right in
not
the goblin.
here and knock the hat off his head.
Poor Theratrix probably just got whacked.
Oh, he's in the hat like the genie's in the under Aladdin's big poofy hat.
I just know.
He's just very like
Just still,
defeatedly like taking off like all the stuff, and you know it's like 9 layers of like the ruffle shirt and then the under shirt.
5 ruffle layers.
It's a lot of ruffles.
There's an added ruffle
Five
to make the
ruffles deep.
ruffle rufflier.
Exactly. It's like ruffles, and then there's like an open shirt that comes down that has more
A
ruffles.
dickie.
A what?
They call them dickies.
Yeah,
A
like
dickie?
a little fake turtleneck
It's a little
that's like
fake thing
just the
that's just
square
right
here.
just swear in a neck.
I don't know what they call
Okay.
them.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look that
like I
up
remember
now.
those from like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I remember those from like when my mom used to have me wear dickies.
Yeah.
Like under a sweatshirt
Yeah.
or something.
Or under a sweater.
Oh,
that your
yeah.
mom wanted you to wear.
What's Iolite doing?
When Iolite gets back to the room, she's going to take out her bedroll and set it up a spot to sleep on the floor.
Where is it set up? I only asked.
I need to
slide
think
in
about
later.
that.
No, I only asked because Eldon either stays on the balcony or he stays up on the roof. But lately he's been staying on the balcony and going up to the roof.
The balcony would be wet from the rain that was all day, but
I guess I don't
So
know
with
the
the roof.
layout. Like, where do you guys sleep relative to the bed? I guess.
With each other.
Yeah, you zip your little sleeping bags together into one big
I
one.
picture it.
Doesn't he
at
hang
night.
from the ceiling?
Like a bed,
I
yes.
could. I picture it as more like any cushions or whatnot, just like bedroll and cushions, just like across the room. Because I think we role played that as you were reading in bed, and Kai was just before bed. So like just like across, like feet to feet of where Isla's bed are.
So like this way versus you guys kind of like opposite.
Yeah, so like almost like if we were to just all lay down like this, like
Uh-huh.
right now, it's like kind of like how we would be.
I don't know. I feel like she's gonna tuck herself in a little space, but she's not gonna be like right on top of you guys either, or like right next to the bed because that's like weird.
There's space next to the bed.
It's almost like
on the
if
way
you look
to
at the wall,
Or near
to
where
the
the window
window.
and closet
Yeah,
is,
it's like-
maybe like in
like
that.
maybe
Or
like-
on the other side of where the balcony is, because Elton would be on one side.
Yeah,
If there's room on somewhere on the other side. Because there's a big balcony.
yeah. Or there was like that corner where we like looked out. There was like the closet and the window and the mirror kind of area. Maybe like over there, like a little off.
I thought that was near the balcony.
I don't know.
I know, it's such a-
we all have
Wherever
our own
We have our
Yeah,
own mental like pictures
You
of
gotta,
this
you gotta
room.
draw out the floor pan. That's all.
all right.
gotta
So
go.
you all find your spaces to sleep. Iolite not sharing your bed this evening, and you fall asleep.
Before they go to sleep, Elton's gonna like say to Ayla, like when we're all just like whisper, like, "I think you looked gorgeous tonight." And then he's gonna like sheepishly like go back and like lay down.
Thank you. You looked special too.
I was gonna say, don't do it.
Theratrix is like, she says you look special. Just curl up.
Yeah, he's just in shame.
Why are you on the floor?
I think mean, I hurt you.
It was a grace.
And I hurt Theratrix.
That was a bigger grace.
And I think until maybe I figure some things out, I should just be careful.
I respect that. The floor is not the most comfortable place, but it is up to you. There is always space.
Even though you don't need me?
I gave you the night off to relax and enjoy.
Okay. Good night.
What about Kethra?
She's sleeping with Nyx, and she's yelling at Kai to move the fuck over. Take up a lot of room.
Big guy.
Sleep on your side or something. Make it some fucking room.
And Kai, as you go to sleep, you find yourself again in that darkness. You can hear the whispers that start to creep into the back of your mind. And there's a strange sensation of wanting to hear them, but not wanting to hear them at all. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As you hear
23.
these whispers, that sounds like a scream, like a yell that like can't get above a whisper, and so you're sensing that you're moving in this darkness, and suddenly the face of the Queen of Ravens is in front of you, and normally like when that happens, it's there and then it's away. It keeps getting shunted out of your vision. But in this moment, you hear this whisper, and then you hear, "Look at me!" And then you do. And your vision is pulled through this darkness, and you find yourself stepping into that glade that you had. This vision, this dream that you've had over and over again, where all you can hear is whispers. And then Laura steps out from the darkness, from the forest. And up in the sky, you can see that Iara is bright, and the others are slivers in the sky. It looks slightly different now. It's brighter than it was. And Loris, this brown skin, long, white, blonde hair, elf, steps out into this tiny clearing where the moon is shining. "I come against my better judgment," you hear him say. And then you hear the voice and can understand it, that is coming from your lips. "And I thank you for that. A thank you. Now this is truly a special day. I should shout it from the mountaintops and force the royal families to make it a holiday for all of Eleothis. That's enough, Loris." And then the two of you are standing. Your vision, you can see he stops and just looks, and you're staring at each other. "What do you want?" And then you can tell that the eyes close, and you hear your voice. "I need your help." And then your eyes open, and you see that Loris has closed his eyes. There is no amusement on his face. His face tightens. "You need my help." And he brings his hands up to his mouth. And then your voice. "Yes, I need your help to rectify my mistake. And then Loris, with his hands, he scoffs and begins to pace. I can feel your anger, Loris. Can you? But he suffers. And then Loris stops where he is and he turns and looks at you. Because of my mistake, he suffers, and he has done so for centuries, and you are the only one who can help me put a stop to it. How does he suffer? Dagon met his end long ago. I had believed him to be resting in peace as he deserved. No. And then your vision goes up where you're looking up into the sky through the break in the canopy. When his time came to pass, I met him. But he refused me. He turned his face and refused to look at me, refused to listen. Instead, he began to walk into the void and never stopped. I have tried to walk beside him, to stand in front of him, to be everywhere around him, to stop him in his tracks, but he has shut me out. He will not see me, will not hear me. I fear he has been walking so long that he no longer knows who he is and is no longer intentionally shutting me out. I believe he simply exists in the void. And then you feel something cold on your neck. And when your vision looks down, you can see Loris has shot up and is standing directly in front of your face, a hand around your throat. Their nails digging sharply into the skin and slowly making eye contact. You can see nothing but rage in his eyes, and you see these protruded canines beginning to come down. You have let him suffer like that for centuries, and dare call me the monster. And then you see in your vision this hand, white, black, just gently touches Loris's forehead, and you hear this sizzling and popping as he curls back as she touches. And you see this little spot that begins sizzling and burning, and he pulls back. You forget yourself. And he's bent over in pain, and he's holding on. No. Never, not in your presence. And after a moment, you hear your voice again. It has taken me this long. But I believe I have come up with a solution. The timing is right, and the circumstances have aligned to give us a chance to save him from his eternal nothingness. We both know that he does not deserve. And you look up again, in trying not to make eye contact. But I cannot do it without you. I cannot fix this mistake on my own. And then you hear the voice of Loris. And still you cannot look at me as you stand here begging for my help. And then when your vision goes back, you see Loris standing composed, a little darkness on the forehead beginning to heal, even as you stand in this moment. Loris, I need your help. Dagon needs your help. You can see Loris's jaw clenches and then relaxes. And what would you have me do, O mighty Raven Queen? And that's where we will end.